Just I don't care who wins the Republican primary.
Well, it's gonna be Trump, so like whatever.
Exactly.
Unless he gets like shivved in jail or some shit.
Unless somebody picks him up and tears him in half like a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality.
Obama.
Obama. He said that's his last words.
Right before he gets eviscerated. Obama.
He gets.
Hey, look. He said.
Now fuck butt.
That word up.
Now
Down to the Electric Avenue.
Dude, that's the fact that that's a because it's not corn, but the fact that they did that is crazy.
Wait, they did do a cover of that, right?
yeah.
they did a cover of it. And it's pretty good.
It's pretty
I
much.
wouldn't go as far to say that. I would say it isn't horrible.
It's a good
pretty good version of that song.
It's pretty
man.
good.
You guys are out of your mind for saying pretty. Okay, you know what? Okay.
Are you fucking insane?
Check the numbers, bitch.
No. The numbers are gonna be there. The numbers are gonna be there.
Yeah, but there's no one pushing back though, except for you.
Because I don't think it was like the original was so good.
You might be the only person who doesn't like that song.
It's not that I don't like it. It's that I'm just like, this is corn.
It's corn. But it's a good fucking,
this is corn.
It's good.
I
corn,
like
man.
corn.
You like corn?
Yes, I think corn's a good band.
I'm not a corn person really at all, but
I think
their cover of Word Up is pretty fucking good.
I think they have an album. They have an album called Untouchables that I think is a very good album. I will be honest and say a lot of their older stuff from the 90s I'm not a huge fan of. I think a lot of it's kind of just, I don't know, it doesn't really do much for me. But they dropped an album I think when I was in 8th grade called Untouchables. And I think that's like, it has songs on there that I feel like anyone could appreciate. I think it was an elevation into good songwriting. And I think maybe people always just think about the and I'm like, I don't know about that shit, bro.
Dude, Twist is kind of dope.
No, I'm not talking about Twist. I'm talking about Freak on a Leash when he's doing that fucking scat breakdown.
I forgot about Unleash. Oh my god.
Me as a fucking 5th grader, I'm like, I'm good. I saw a lot of people liking it. But I was one of the people that are like, I'm going to be silent and not say anything.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
I'm going to let everybody enjoy this because personally, I think this part is really stupid. It's like the Disturbed getting whipped by the mom or whatever. No, mommy. No, don't do it again.
Bro,
no, mommy.
It's crazy.
And I'm
so insane.
That video, so that song came out when the same year Chris moved up there, I'm pretty sure. So we both moved up state, like in 08, 07, I think. Oh, you're 06.
I moved up in 2000.
Oh, you're 05. Yeah. I was 06, 07. And that song had just came out. That's when that song just around the time that song came out.
Like, Down with the Sickness came out in like fucking 2000 or something.
Really?
Yeah, Down with the Sickness.
I feel like everybody was listening. I feel like everybody was listening to it that era.
We were
listening
to it.
You're probably thinking of their third album where that ended up on like Guitar Hero and all that shit because that came out.
Are you talking about
05.
Indestructible and stuff like that?
No, Stricken. Cause I am stricken and Bellamimo.
I wonder if they look back at their music, bro. You think they look back at their music and like, oh.
No way.
No, dude, they're making the same exact shit. They just dropped an album, I think, last year. But here's the thing. I think they have a formula that is perfect for them. And I think, what's his name? David Draymond, the singer. That guy, when you strip away all of the cringe, phenomenal vocalist. Holy shit. It's just hard to see past it.
Like, he's 100% a great Like, to be able to do the shit he does, he is a good vocalist. That is a fact.
Like, let me say this. Let me say this. They dropped a song, so it's on I listened to this rock radio station, and I heard this song. It's called, this is the problem. They have a song called Bad Man, and the lyrics are like this: bad man, just a bad man, and sad man. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? But then the chorus drops, and it's so beautiful. And I'm like, why can't you just strip away that's always bad so man shit?
That's always such a depressing. I've always felt that way
Disturbed.
About. What is that? It's not even Disturbed exclusively. There's what's that song by? Is it CKY? Oh my god, 90 something bitter
96
things.
quite bitter beings.
Yeah, something
I don't
like
know
that song.
96
So
quite
that song, right?
You talking about that one?
Yeah, exactly. That has one of the best opening riffs that I've ever heard.
Awesome.
And then the rest of the song fucking sucks. Like it sucks. I have that song in my. I have that. It is. I have that song like in my Spotify, and I always listen to it for 10 seconds exactly, and then I skip. I skip it. I don't think I've finished that song once. Like in its entirety, like it's so fucking lame in comparison to that riff.
Layering that like has this weird wah-wah voice effect. Where it's like, and then it has the guy singing like South Park, and then it sounds like, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I was like, whoa,
it's upsetting. It reminds me a little bit.
Still like the song, though.
It's not exactly like. That's fair.
I still like it.
A lesser example is "Welcome Home" by Coheed and Cambria, where like that song is good.
I love
that song. That's a good song, but that riff, man, that beginning like guitar, that it's like it is significantly better than the rest of the song. At least the rest of that song's still pretty good.
No, you're
but,
right.
Like
you're right. Have you heard?
It's definitely the high point.
Do you know the opening track of the Master Puppets album? It's called Battery, and it's such
I don't think I've heard Battery. No,
beautiful acoustic opening, and then it kind of like if you're not in the thrash, then it turns into that kind of a thing where that contrast is crazy. But
thrash in general is such a fucking wild genre of music, bro.
It's pretty wild.
Well, we're not here. We're not here to talk about CKY or Disturbed. Welcome to the Snark Tank. We're here to talk about important things. Very, very, very important.
We're here to talk about very important things, mate.
Leave it. Look.
Pronouns.
We're here to talk about some really important things that are ruining me emotion.
Can I say something? Because I saw you getting into it. So we'll set the stage here in a second. But I saw you getting into it with some guy from I think Sargon's doing like some podcasting now, and you got into a thing with him. And I saw a clip from them recently arguing that I just literally like that spices make food worse, which is the most British. I'm not even fucking remotely kidding.
I almost awoken something, bro. I can't remember. I almost evolved into someone different.
Who was were they both on the same page, or was somebody like, was there a disagreement?
No, they were both like, yeah, man, British food is so good. I love eating beans and I love eating beans in my cousin's semen. It's so delicious. I can't fucking. Why would you need any fucking seasoning? What is wrong with you Americans? You've always got to season shit. You can't just boil a chicken and cum like us. It's fucking crazy. Like I don't. It is. They are on a different fucking wavelength over there in Britland, and God bless them.
That's the dude. Look. That's them. I know British people. I know British history. Those motherfuckers went to war for spice. The fact that they have the gall to say the reason why their country decided to become an empire is stupid, is crazy. That's
I'm
just
trying.
People, that's just abnormalities. Like that's people just saying to say stuff. And then you're watching stuff on Twitter. People are like, "I can't." Flash is the best movie I've seen in my life. It's like, no, they don't mean that. They're just saying stuff. They're just letting their mouth open and words come out of it.
I'm trying to respect the British. I really am.
So the argument was that British food was better, was like best or better than American food, and the argument was specifically that Americans have destroyed their taste buds because spices destroyed their taste buds, and they can't appreciate the delicacy that is British.
Do you know what this is? It's subtle. It's subtle, but like you have to really know about this gay ass culture war shit to really, because this will go over your head. But this is subtle white supremacy that like it's so subtle. It is so subtle, but it is though. it's one of these things that'll go over your head because it is what they're really trying to do. And I'm sure I haven't seen a second of any of this content. I never even knew about this guy because Jeff Holiday tagged me on Twitter, then he showed me, and then I was like, "Who the fuck?" Like, I didn't know anything about this. I wouldn't have even known he was a Sargon guy if he didn't say that. I would have just been like, he's some fucking, I think his name's Harry. I just want to like, he's some fucking dork.
A British dork named Harry. God
yeah, exactly.
God help him.
What a guy.
I would, but like, I everything that they're alluding to when they talk about like this, it's like a British supremacy thing. And why do they think they're better? Why do they think they're better? You know, like there's all these subtle hints that I personally don't want to get into. I don't like to get into because it's fucking stupid. And they're all just inbred retards, but
my lineage has been clean.
They are. I'm talking
my
about that
lineage
guy.
has been clean for generations.
It is.
I don't know.
It's
Look, man,
garbage.
God bless him. God bless him.
Let's get into
the
stage.
Let's get into the real thing. Yeah. So man, how do you even set the stage?
Well,
so obviously a big Bethesda game just came out.
Go.
A huge Bethesda game, Starfield. Obviously, if you're somehow unfamiliar, they did Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout, all those big WRPGs. And the new game came out, and in the character customization screen, they give you an option,
an nth of a moment.
Yeah, for like a fraction of a second, to pick pronouns, which is like whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I fucking didn't even notice it. Like
it's
I
not even
streamed,
emphasized. It's just kind of there.
Well, I streamed specifically like the first like 5 hours of it or something, or like the first like 3 hours or something. The day it came out, so I did the character customization screen. I did not even fucking notice because it's so benign. It's crazy. Yeah. But so this, I guess, along with other things in the game that bothered him up to a point because he was streaming for 7 hours and then he just lost it. And he was streaming like fucking this dude. I don't know his name at all. He's got a really weird.
He's got a
fucking
YouTube
name.
channel that the crazy thing, I never heard of this guy. I've heard of a lot of people that are adjacent to him. Like there's Nerdrotic or something versus Gamers or something. I forgot what they're
Geeks and Gamers or something.
Geeks and Gamers. Yeah, you've seen these channels before. I've never seen this guy. His name is Heels versus Babyface. And he's got like over 300K subscribers, and I'm like, oh, it's weird that I've never came across this guy. And like, it's like he spawned out of nowhere because how have I not seen anything from this guy if he does shit like this?
Because you're not afraid of the world outside, and you know that's ultimately what it is. But anyway, he lost his shit on either stream or YouTube, kind of basically exploding, and it was a very, very cringe outburst. Like it was just objectively speaking, it was just an overreaction. Like there's no reality where you can argue that you are like top echelon, like prime man material, like you are a cultural savior of the modern era, and also scream about shit like this in the way that he was screaming about it. It was just fucking remarkably embarrassing. And so everybody fucking clowned on him because, of course, that is what you do to clowns. And it started this whole fucking... It's part of the culture war now. Because... I don't know. Because they need something. You need to... And I was talking about this on Twitter, too, where it's like, dude, you need... When your job is that, you need to find it everywhere. Because the content machine is fucking crazy. Like, you need to pump out content like... It's why I don't like making content nearly as much as I used to. The podcast is fun because it's just we get to kind of come together and fucking talk and laugh and shit. But like producing shit constantly to feed this machine that needs sustenance all the time. It's like the second you're done uploading your last video, you need to have the next one ready to go. Otherwise, the site's going to fuck you over. And when you're in that mindset, you just got to find shit to make content on. And when you're in the mindset of everything is fucking woke, everything is fucking this, then you're going to start seeing it everywhere. It's that classic thing of like you could find somebody in an empty room if you really if you looked hard enough.
And I've seen the dichotomy because there was a lot of people, because my tweets, I don't really tweet that much anymore. Just randomly get on and say something stupid and fuck off. But it was to the point where I was even thinking of, should I should I because I hear you can get a check from Twitter now. And I was like, should I take advantage of this? My fucking impressions are exploding because of this bullshit. And but I was thinking about, but I'm not gonna go through all that. This is too much, too many steps. But anyway, I was trying to see what these people were actually saying, and there were some people that think this bald fucking British idiot is just a grifter. I haven't seen any of his content under this, so I can't even say one way or the other.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The only thing I would have to disagree with that is, I don't think this guy is that good of an actor. I just can't imagine this fucking bald fucking loser pro wrestling fan, and he is that his name is a pro wrestling reference. And you look at him, you're like, oh, obviously he's a wrestling fan just by looking at him. And there's no way this guy...
What does that mean?
Well, it means if you're... Look, me and my boys are pro wrestling fans, and we peer into the crowd, and we've been to many shows. And when you see their average demographic, you're like, oh, yeah. You just see these fucking greasy guys. Like, they smell like garlic just by... You know they smell like garlic. You just look at them and you're like, dude, that guy fucking stinks. That guy fucking stink. You just know they do. Look, I love pro wrestling. Mean. I can say this. I love wrestling.
You're
but I know
shit,
that
bro.
there is... Oh, yeah, for being... I mean, look, I can be subtle about it, sure. But I'm just being honest about it. You look at this guy, and you're like, oh, yeah, there's a pro wrestling fan. Me, like, obviously. And I don't think he's that good of an actor. I don't think the way that he freaked out and was huffing and puffing... to me, there's...
Yeah, no, he believes it. I think he believes it.
Totally believes it.
I think it's one of those things where, like, you kind of...
it's kind of like pathological at this point.
Well, you make yourself insane. You drive yourself crazy. Like, I think at first, you're acting a little bit. I think these people are like, we need stuff.
Like that, yeah.
I can agree with that.
I think I watched that. I watched that happen to Tim Pool, like, in real time. Because I remember having conversations with him where he wasn't nearly as fucking off the rails as he was. And then he locked himself in a fucking compound. What?
Yeah, he's in a compound now.
Gabby Hanna, I watched it happen with, who else? Like, pretty much everyone that's went bonkers, you can see them. You see the content machine making them go crazy. Yeah, and it's really sad. It's actually kind of, like, not... cool. It's like, oh, that's why the older YouTubers, that's why all the old generation of YouTubers, a lot of them just don't really do it anymore. Yeah. Like, the older ones are kind of just like, we're going to go have families and stuff.
Yeah, after a while,
show up every now and then.
They made their money, and they realized that this is really strainful. It's straining, and it's bearing down on them, and they need to just fuck off. I mean, I got to the point where that's where I was. Once I got rid of my last sponsor, because I still had somewhat of an obligation to still feed, even though my channel was already going down and declining. And as soon as they were like, hey, we're going to go in another direction because my numbers were dwindling, I was like, perfect. That's when I felt I have no tie to have to talk about this shit to even try to reach a threshold. Now I'm just doing music content, and I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter now because I'm just posting. It's basically a hobby channel, and it feels fantastic. Just not having expectations. If something bombs, it's literally just a shrug of your shoulders. You're like, well, okay. And these people, the Baldy and the Harry and all these other people that cropped up in all this discourse that in the replies and stuff, because I can't believe how many replies, and I don't know if there was bigger people quote tweeting my shit that I just didn't see, because I don't go through all that shit. Like, oh, let me see who's all quote tweeting it. Let me see. I'm like, whatever. If I get a notification from like a big person, I'll check it. Like, I'll get like, oh, somebody But other than that, I'm like, whatever. So anyway, I was seeing these people saying they think that things are objectively worse than they were in 2016, and this is the big problem, because I've made a couple of videos saying, no, this wave of the SJWs, the progressive ideologues, it died. How do I know it died? It reached the pinnacle when Law & Order SVU made an episode about this shit. Like, Law & Order SVU is one of the biggest fucking shows on the planet, and they even got infected by this shit. And there was a huge wave of, let's talk about women in gaming and this stuff and the straight white man and blah, 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 and all this stuff that people are like, bro, I just want to play some games. And then guess what? They just started making games again. And all they did in Starfield was include this little fucking insignificant thing that nobody,
Yeah.
I literally didn't hear anybody say, not one person say anything about this. That I didn't see it anywhere until this fucking guy.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of like Dead Space, where like that guy was screaming about like how there was a gender neutral bathroom in Dead Space.
I remember,
and
it's
how
the
like
same kind of energy.
It is the same exact energy, and it's the same energy of like it really is sincerely, and I really want to say this with my whole fucking heart. It is the exact fucking same energy of like going into Grand Theft Auto and being like, it's really not okay that you can kill hookers in this game.
It's
really not okay. This is really not okay. We shouldn't be exposing our children to controversial themes like this. Okay? We can't have kids murdering hookers in Grand Theft Auto. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. What is this? What, boob armor? Why are these women so scantily clad in this RPG? What the fuck? Oh, it's like, it's a fucking video game.
Yeah.
Shut up. Is it good? Is the game good?
Right.
That's all I fucking give a shit about. It's like the only thing I've ever given a shit about. Why would I care about anything else? And I saw somebody, I was arguing. I was like, because I really was trying to understand like where people were coming from. And it just doesn't, it literally just doesn't have a basis in anything. It's people being like, oh, well, they just put that in there to appeal to like modern sensibilities. It's like that's what business is. That's what a business is. That's what everybody has done forever. Do you think like the nuclear family, like Coca-Cola commercials, were because they gave a shit? They were all cheating on their wives in the 1950s and fucking harassing all their fucking interns. You think they gave a shit? Of course not. They're putting like, oh, here's you and your nice happy family on the grill, like grilling a nice brisket with your fucking Coca-Cola in the 1950s. Don't you like that? Don't you want that? It's to appeal to everybody. That's the point.
Right.
And I'm sure like it was offensive to some fucking weirdos back then who for some reason were like, why are they shoving this down my face? They didn't have the voice to say that because they didn't have the fucking internet. But I guarantee you they were fucking out there. And you know what? It's the same fucking energy. It really is the same shit because
100%.
Companies have been pandering forever. Why is it only a problem now?
Yeah, and it's not even
weird.
Like, I hate the word because to me there's a difference, like pandering and then just inclusion. I think
right.
like pandering is when you see the Gillette commercials that they're I don't know, there's like some fucking beached whale or something.
For me, as the LGBT month, though, like the queer month shit, like that's pandering.
It is pandering, but
it is 100%.
It is pandering,
especially when like companies like Target will be like,
exactly.
Hey, we're gonna have a sale we're gonna have like a special Pride Month fucking run of these things, and it's all like twice as expensive. Because it's like Pride Month.
Right, exactly. All, like, they personally don't give a shit at all. They're just turning a profit. Same, Bethesda obviously they want extra money, right? They want more gamers. They want a bigger demographic. That's obviously why they're doing it. Yeah, however, this is something so insignificant that I thought of it in the same way as adding another class in an RPG. Or it's literally that insignificant. Say you always play.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's like adding more colors to a game. It's just like adding more color tones to a game.
And you use the same people. Like, say you create the same shit all the time. A lot of people that play RPGs create the same similar character if they can, because this is what they like to play. So other options wouldn't bother them. The only thing that would bother them if options were taken away. Options that would affect their way to play a game. So if you add anything, even if you don't even notice it, even if you don't use it, it is just a net good. It is a net positive. More options in a role-playing game can never be bad. And then I did watch this fucking bald idiot's response to all the backlash. And he was trying to say, it's not about the pronouns. It is about them shoving everything down our throats. And then I'm like, bro, how could you think, like, when you see the screen, how could you think, and he's talking about breaking immersion and all this shit, a blank gray screen that has no immersion. You are not immersed in the game when you are building your character. because you are not yet in the universe building. You're not experiencing shit. You are starting it. It's like, look, maybe this guy would have a point if like a man with a pussy started squirting on the fucking startup screen or something. Like, just fucking started, like, rubbing his pussy, and then it just pussy juice sprayed all over the Starfield fucking logo. Then I'd be like, okay, that's a little interesting.
With a big, with like a big sign that lowers down from the ceiling and says, "Make sure your kids are in the room to see this." You know what I mean? Like, then
that's what they act like. That's what they act
that's
like.
What it feels like.
That's the shit that we're showing people. Like, we're
happening.
like, oh no, bring your kid in this room, sit your kid down, show your kid a male with a pussy. Show this kid a masculine figure with a pussy, because it's the forcing it down my throat thing has been so crazy, because if they just change certain words, they just sound like bigots from like the fucking 50s. If you just alter a few words in the way they sound, once upon a time when they were trying to integrate schools, well, no, it's the same shit. It's the same idiotic bigotry.
Yeah,
it's just that they don't want to admit it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it, but it also comes. It also is one of the things where it's like, well, if you change the words, then it means something else. Where it's like, yeah, of course, but like,
well, yes, but no.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But no, yeah, but like, because it's like it's just the fear of like different people, but it's this fear of like
it is a. Here's the thing.
Bullshit is so.
Here's
crazy.
The reality. The reality of this, right, is that it's a fucking role playing game. If there was ever a type of game that would benefit from more options like this, it's this one. Right. You know what I mean? It's literally this kind of game. Like, why would it's like I should just be able to pick a male or a female and that's it. And it's like, okay, you can. You still have that. That option isn't taken away from you. It is crazy. It's not even the first type of character creation tool like this. I think Saints Row had something similar like ages ago where you could be a man, you could pick male or female, but then you could like use the body modification
voices
slider
and stuff too.
Yeah, you could have like you could have like a female voice on a male body, and you could literally have boobs on your guy in Saints Row, literally by using the the character slider and stuff. So it's like just. It's literally not new. It's only a problem because the way that we talk about it is new.
Well, it's
and the way that you can make money from it is new. That's it.
It's the new culture
the only
war.
reason it's a topic.
We think about the arc of the groomer, how they've been people like this, the guy, and people adjacent to him have been saying that trans people and what are they, drag performers are groomers. They're trying to groom our kids and whatnot, blah blah blah.
No. Trans people aren't real, Derek. They're not real. They don't exist.
Well,
they're not real. If they were real, then it would be okay.
No, see, when they do exist, because obviously these guys live in a cognitive dissonance world. When they do, the times they do exist and they acknowledge their existence, they're groomers and they're trying to change your kids into trans people too or whatever. I've seen and so it's like I made that joke when I was in the gym, because my gym has a cinema room, and they were playing Mrs. Doubtfire, and so I was just fucking around, just making the joke, because I'm like, yo, obviously if Mrs. Doubtfire came out today, there would be these yuppies saying fucking ignorant transphobic shit, like, oh, they're trying to group, because it's crazy that. When we've talked about all of this stuff about people, because what you and I, Chris, and people who make content similar to us, a lot of our objective was to laugh at this dumb shit. There wasn't a huge fucking ideological point to this thing. That's why I remember how silly this was getting when I went to VidCon, and we were all sitting at this long ass fucking table and one of the I think hotels right next to VidCon.
Yeah.
And this mom came up passionately thanking us for what we do, and I was like, what the fuck, lady? Like, I'm literally taking tweets and talking shit. I'm not doing anything that is of substance and real value. And I hated when people were saying this, and these are the people that are still around. They're like, we gotta fight the good fight. And that hairy guy was saying Anita Sarkeesian won. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck do you mean she won? Because they're saying you guys are letting her you're okay with her talking points. And I say to him, Bro, Anita Sarkeesian, her main point was sexism in gaming. Let me tell you something, how I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, a game that just came out just a few weeks ago. I am a giant buff black dude, the male power fantasy, surrounded by naked women. They're completely naked rolling with me. No men on my fucking squad, to the point where I missed some key plot points because I wouldn't.
I hate you. You really did it, bro.
It was a mistake, brother. It was a mistake.
What did you miss?
So I missed Haslin and getting rid of the dark fog. Yeah, bro.
I don't know what any of that means.
Derek, they all died. All the tieflings died.
So not everybody died, but the thing is,
let's not spoil Baldur's Gate.
Okay. I just didn't. Spoiler, yeah, I didn't do an important thing because I refused to fucking travel with my nigga Haslin.
The males at all. You didn't even look at them, dude.
Can I tell you something? Can I listen? I gotta be real. Like for the brief moment that I was playing Baldur's Gate, I did the same. I killed that fucking British guy immediately. I didn't talk to Gale once. Like I don't care about
crazy.
If you're a man on my squad, I don't fucking care about you. I don't fucking.
I'd be
fair you myself, in fact. But
to be fair,
I fucked my way through I fucked everybody.
Yeah, to be
everybody's
fair,
gotten a piece, bro.
I did dance with Will, but then I told him I ain't gay, and then he got all sad. It was the funniest fucking thing.
It's so sad. He sits next to you and everything, and it's like.
Okay, like he walks away so defeated that you wouldn't have sex with him. It's the funniest thing.
But the point.
You dance because he's black too. You only gave him half a chance. He was black.
The point being.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love video games, man.
Do you remember what we were talking about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Look. This rant that I just went into, and like this like little tangent, this little thing, this digression, is showing you how like video games are still fucking great. They're still fantastic, and this dick mouth, heels and babyface or whatever, freaking out over that fucking pronoun option is such a fucking dumb thing to do when video games are still great.
Dude, it is literally, this is one of the best years. Period. For like video game, like I can't remember the last time we had a year this good. Like it might, like it was a while ago.
Maybe
that
not
we had
ever.
A year
maybe
like this.
Maybe not for real ever. Like for
honestly,
real,
probably. And
maybe
a lot of that,
not for real ever.
And a lot of that, to be fair, is because the pandemic pushed a lot of stuff, and so like there is a lot of stuff that probably would have released earlier or would have released later that is now.
It probably would have been spread out a lot more. Right.
However, that doesn't change the fact that like I kind of think like the more. Starfield really was the hinging point for me, where I was like, if that game's fucked, like beyond measure, then like that's gonna suck. But I'm so into it. I love it, dude. The fact that it's like it's good, and we still have Spider-Man, and we still have like all, and I still have
fucking Mortal Kombat 1, which I'm fucking
bro,
dude. Fucking
I'm scared
Ace
about
Combat.
that. And Tekken,
or not Ace Combat.
Tekken has
Armored
been
Core.
having me scream.
Armored Core 6 just came out.
Armored Core is really good, man.
It is a stupid
Resident
good
Evil
year.
4.
It is a stupid good year for video games. And
Dead Space.
And think about it. Let's to this
Dead
point
Space
of
and Resident Evil.
To the point, Dead Space. To this point, right? All these games that we're mentioning, out of all of these games, all of these badass AAA games, and even some like fucking The Forest, the sequel to The Forest came out. Even some of the indie shit that people are into is dropping. What's that fucking horror one that Outlast did its new thing. So like a bunch of shit has come out this year, and when you think about all of this plethora of shit that just came out, how many of them have some sort of what you can consider like, let's just try to peek into the minds of these freaks, some LGBTQ pandering? Like, try to think of something that you can think of that happened. Can you? I'm trying to think of off the top of my head right now, like what. I can't think of anything. Technically, I wouldn't have, because I'm not in their mind, I wouldn't have thought of the he/him thing as it. And I did see some people talking about, like even that bald guy said, if it doesn't do anything, why is it even in here? Well, my interpretation, I haven't played the game yet, I'm assuming it does do something. I'm assuming when the dialogue is happening and people are talking to you, they will use the preferred pronouns, just like they do in an RPG, but depending on if you're talking to if you're a guy or a girl in the RPG.
I would assume that's I don't pay attention.
Yeah, but
to how that kind of thing.
Since you chose he/him, you wouldn't even know, right?
Exactly.
You didn't chose he her she her.
Well, it went to he/him by default,
right? But like if you changed,
which by the way,
I'm assuming it would change to your choice.
Well, let me. You know, it's crazy. It's like it's so funny too because I could see an alternate reality where like, you know. Oh, when you select your character, it's set to male and he/him by default, and that would spark an outrage of like, why does it automatically default to men? Don't they know girls play? No, you know what I mean?
That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be.
You just blew my fucking mind.
That's
is
how
real
it used
shit.
To be.
2016, there would have been an article on Jezebel about that.
Everybody. Not only would there be an article on
bro.
Jezebel, there would be an article on Jezebel that would be exactly that people would take seriously. Yeah. Now, I'm sure, by the way, I'm sure that article exists somewhere. There's always some fucking stupid article that's like, this game's fucking sexist. And what happens now? Everybody fucking laughs at that shit. Nobody pays attention to it. They're starving for viewers to the point where they're like making these articles to like demand like some kind of attention. And it's not fucking working. Those websites are going under because games are just fucking good. Games are good.
The thing is this for me, right?
They're great.
It's a juxtaposition of like, if someone wants to be referred to something, just refer. It won't.
Well,
hurt
that's not
you.
even the argument.
I understand it's not the argument, but like it's just these people with this weird inability to progress forward. It's just this weird, like it's like, dude, I would have seen that. I've been like, oh, I'm a he, and that's it. That is it. It's like when they ask you, it's like in Pokemon Gold, Professor Oak is like, hey, are you a boy or a girl? I'm a boy.
Yeah, see, the thing is they don't...
That's it.
They don't actually...
it, and I move.
It's literally just more granular customization, which is literally a good thing for role-playing games specifically. Like, why wouldn't bad. Why shouldn't you, like, if you wanted to role play fucking for whatever reason, I don't know why you would want to do this, but like if you wanted to role play like oh my god, what is it? Tim Curry from Rocky Horror, you know, you could do it. By just being like by picking a guy and being like, oh, I want people to refer to me as like her and she, even though I'm clearly like a guy, you know what I mean? Like, why not? People will be like, that's fucking crazy. It's like, dude, why the fuck not?
It's fun.
I saw somebody
but
that's
more. That's more you can do.
Exactly.
Though.
It's more that you can do. It's more ridiculous situations that you can make up, which is like the whole point of role playing games. I saw some guy kind of making fun of my argument about it, and he was like, maybe they should start putting in fucking astrological signs too. And I'm like, okay.
Why not?
Maybe, yeah.
If it, in fact, that might be cool in some if in like Skyrim or something, if like Elder Scrolls had that for whatever reason, I don't know why they would have that specifically, but like some kind of system like it, why the fuck not?
Because that'd be cool. Because there's so many fucking weird stars in that universe, so you could be able to you could be some wild shit, and there's already so much hocus pocus bullshit.
Dude, more
too.
customization
Hey, dude, think
for
about
background and personality and playstyle in a role playing game is not a bad thing, and you can't gaslight people into thinking it is. It's fucking insane.
Dude, think about this, and I'm sure a lot of those guys have attempted to use something like OkCupid or Plenty of Fish or any of those sites that existed.
Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
Definitely attempted to sodomize themselves.
Those fucking websites have deep customization of your stats, including those stupid signs, fucking religion, height, a bunch of shit that it gives you a full package of who you are, more than a lot of RPGs even offer. And this is something that would actually translate pretty fucking well in an RPG if they gave you those options. They may not even do anything, but it's kind of cool that you can even go that deep. That is never a negative. Said more options is never a negative. If you think it's bad, because I hear people a lot of times they talk about open world games, and maybe they're getting kind of tired of them or whatever. And I say to those people, I understand, because it could be exhausting, but they always have a very streamlined main quest that doesn't take that long, usually like big sandboxes or whatever. It's all the side shit that takes fucking forever. You don't have to do it. And so in the same sense that if they added too many things, you don't have to do all that stuff either. Even when you're filling out your OkCupid or whatever, you didn't have to put your fucking sign in. I didn't have to say I was fucking Pisces or whatever. It's just an option. That's fucking fine, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. You fucking don't know what you're talking about, mate. You're letting the Anita Sarkeesian strapper yet, and you don't know that the
How are
pronouns
people still talking about Anita Sarkeesian?
She's very important, mate.
They miss her, bro.
You're being obtuse, mate. She is still pulling all the strings of. She has Phil Spencer in her pocket, and I know this, mate. I got. Can you imagine the next fucking Phil Spencer I don't know, press conference and Anita Sarkeesian shows back?
By the way,
she just fucking shows up.
I feel like and look, man, I feel like I can say this because I'm not under any fucking NDA or nothing, but. And I won't point to any specific people, but I know a lot of people in game development. Okay, I've been fortunate enough to kind of been in the same room as certain executives from this place and decision makers from this fucking company and that fucking company. And let me tell you something. There's no love for Anita Sarkeesian. There's no. It's just whatever. It's a complete afterthought. Yeah, companies kind of did their thing where they were like, all right, come speak at our fucking thing, whatever. It's a PR thing, that's fine. But no one takes that shit seriously. Because the main problem with Anita Sarkeesian was that her series was just incredibly fucking shallow and that she misrepresented a lot of games. I specifically remember one that sticks out really, really deeply in my mind was when she tried to imply that Hitman, I think Absolution rewards you for killing hookers when the gameplay that she's showing literally shows you being penalized for it.
Yes.
As it's happening.
You get penalized for killing people in a stealth game.
You're literally making the game harder for yourself when you do this. So no, it doesn't do that at all. And it was just really shallow feminist analysis. The problem wasn't that it was feminist analysis. There was literally, do you remember, you might remember this, Eric. Oh my God, what's her fucking name? That old lady, the old blonde lady who was like a conservative feminist or something.
Christina Hoff Sommers? Was it her? Yeah.
She kind of came in and she was doing her own analysis, and guess who loved it? Everybody who hated Anita Sarkeesian. And so the problem wasn't that she was feminist, right? Or the problem wasn't that she was a woman. The problem was that her analysis sucked. And it was shallow, and it was vapid, and she was a fucking con person. Everybody with a respectable understanding of any situation regarding the games industry knows this. It's not even an arguable. It's not even an arguable thing. There's video of her lying directly about what she wanted to do and what she intended to do. Yeah. There's no way to refute that. So to me,
unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't know that.
Yeah, I know, but they also don't care. You know?
Yeah, true.
Anita Sarkeesian's not relevant anymore. Feminist Frequency, I'm pretty sure, is shutting down this year. It's done. So, to me, I think, I don't know. My perspective is Anita Sarkeesian was a problem just because the way that she did shit, the way that she did her content was just really shallow and vapid and didn't really contribute anything. It wasn't that she was a feminist attempting to do media critique, because that's fine, especially if it's educated. Why not? Why not have analysis from every single perspective you can imagine? I would love to see a religious analysis of what BioShock is. You know what I mean? Just because I think that's interesting. Why the fuck not? If it's well done and if it's not misrepresented and if it's not scammed into existence, I think that's totally fine. I think it's totally fine to have feminist articles and whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, what's the real issue?
I just don't know what I don't know what the real issue is. The real issue is
what we've always said it was from people from our perspective, that it was this, if you want to talk about actual culture, it was outrage culture. The thing that we were always actually railing against was just being outraged about fucking everything. It wasn't about that, there's these women that are being uppity. How there's some idiots that's how they were trying to act like it was. These fucking
they were like women are being fucking stupid and I hate women. Goddamn, I can't control them no damn more.
Those fucking minority of people. Look at the reason why Gamergate, for example, right? Because Gamergate got brought up a few times because they were saying that guy, the wrestling, the heels and babyface guy. like, typical GamerGator guy. And what upsets me about that is I had a very narrow view. I didn't notice that those people like that guy were talking about the same subjects we were, but they were the ones getting picked up by, say, the progressives that were shitting on like Gamergate. They were seeing people like this guy and Ethan Ralph. They were seeing people like them being absolute nuisances, being the biggest pieces of shit. So there was no nuance to them. There was no actual like validity to what we were saying. And like when we were talking about like the whole Zoe Quinn and all that shit and everything that happened, they didn't care about any of that because they just saw these fucking freaks freaking out and attacking them and harassing them and shit. And I was like, nigga, I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm just trying to talk about y'all are fucking behaving wild, and we just want to
and it's
like,
not
go
your
back
fault,
to
but that's
the way
what
things
happens.
were.
But that's what happens, dude. You end up unfortunately, if you have an opinion that a fucking maniac has, unfortunately you get looped in with the fucking psychos, and you're like, no, I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
You're always going to share opinions with a psychopath because there is no thought that you have ever had that is
truly,
unique.
Truly
and anyway, I remember somebody being like, did you get that opinion? Somebody was responding to me. I can't remember. I was talking about the pronoun stuff. It's like, oh, did you get that opinion yourself? It's like, that's literally a stock comeback. Like I have heard, oh, did you get that opinion yourself? Millions of times. That is not like a unique thing to say, and so it's ironic to be criticized for not having a unique thing to say with stock footage, basically, of like a comeback. So it's just, I don't know, man. There's a distinct difference between making jokes at the expense of people flipping out over shit and flipping out over shit. Yeah. Because I remember people were like, oh, well, this used to be you in 2016. I was like, I assure you it wasn't. I have Find me footage of me being like deranged and angry. And by the way, even if you did find that footage, I wasn't 45 years old and balding with like a child, probably like dying of neglect in the basement. Okay.
Do you know the only time? And the only time I remember being. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I don't know, man. I think maybe this is something that you just have to have a very limited amount of life experience to be angry at the things that these people are angry at. And I felt the same way about the people in 2016 who were flipping out over fucking manspreading and shit, right? Where it's like, you have to have had so few important interactions in your life to consider this enough.
You just have to not understand the vastness of the universe around you. You know, you gotta have a sort of finite view, because this is really
incredibly
stupid.
myopic. It's an incredibly myopic and just self-flagellating kind of way to, or not self-flagellating. It's the opposite. Self-inflating way to kind of view the world. Because, like you said, Derek, like that woman who came up to us, like kind of praising us for doing what we were doing, even though we were just like cracking jokes about. It took no fucking intellect what we were doing. It took timing and some level of like skill in some way to make fun of things in a way that was entertaining to people, but like that's where the skill was. It was in entertainment. It wasn't anything else. Yeah, like there was no way that I was trying to be a fucking teacher or like a right. warrior for some weird fucking cause.
Right, like we've been offered like some real gigs, like of real shit, and like neither of us
I got invited to talk at a school, and I remember being
exactly
like, I don't want to talk at a school.
No, I was like, no.
I'm not trying to teach anything.
That's crazy. That is crazy. That is taking this far.
I could teach editing. I could teach you how to edit. I'd probably be good at that. But like, I'm not giving a fucking speech about this shit. It's insane. And I think the difference between me and you, Derek, and people like, I guess, you know, the Sargon guys, is that we understood that was an insane. That we understood that was an insane thing to put onto us.
Yeah.
But they kind of want that.
They loved it.
Like, it's like, I need this validation. I need this self-importance. Oh, you think I'm like an epic warrior for this? You think I can save the world with what I'm doing? Like, you think I'm like making a genuine difference in the universe? That's crazy. I love that feeling. Let me keep that up. And then you keep that up for so long that you start to fucking believe it, and then you're just deluded into your own bullshit. It's fucking crazy. Like,
there was someone was like, Chris, we want you to come speak at a school is wild. That is proof that this world is false.
Dude, there were people
Nuts.
messaging me. There were people messaging me that I saved their lives. And like, look, man, maybe I don't know. I don't purport to know like what people are going through. I'm sure like maybe like I've helped entertain people out of like rough patches or whatever. But like the idea that like I don't know, it's too much of a pedestal to be put on. It's insane. And anybody who thinks that they're responsible enough to wield that kind of pedestal is inherently unworthy of it.
Yeah,
That's how I feel about presidents.
They're a fucking psychopath. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fucking lunacy. And
I
you see it literally like one of those podcast guys, one of those podcast guys was like these people. One of the podcast guys, I think it was Harry, literally was like these people think of themselves as champions, but they let these people win, and it's like I'm not. There's no
like,
champion.
Dude, you're the only one
I'm
who
not
thinks
a champion.
This
Yeah,
is
there's
not
no
a war,
champion
bitch.
Here.
This is not a war.
I'm not fighting. We're not in the Somebody used the phrase, and I'm not even joking. They said, yeah, Chris used to be in the trenches.
These
people think it's wild.
It's a gay culture war. They think it's real.
They think they're in danger. They think
so
they're like
lame.
dodging grenades. It's why they're having
power.
fucking it's why they have fucking PTSD flashbacks at character customization screens because they have no idea what it's like to be fucking, I don't know, attacked in the street or like actually in a fight.
Right.
Or like actually being put in a situation where like dire situations. But I deserve that power though. Give me that power. I'll lead the culture war. I'll lead you guys to tranquility, bro.
So okay. So if some fucking maniac messaged you, they emailed you, and they wanted you to speak at a university, you would take it?
I would do it now. I would do it now. I would do it now.
Hold on. Let me stipulation.
Yeah.
Would you? Goddamn fucking camera! I hate this fucking. It's
You're
like
fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's gonna. Okay, we're good. Anyway,
This keeps peering down to your cock. This keeps peering down.
Okay, you're gonna have an ISO speed situation going on.
Show meat.
I have pants. That's the only reason I have pants on. Trust me. I'm not gonna.
Literally, I was
late
because I had to put pants on. I was like, I got to pants. I know my dick will show up somehow.
It took you 20 minutes to put pants on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a big ass dick,
crazy.
dude. That's pretty good.
I gotta
Congratulations.
fucking roll over my back,
Congratulations.
put it over my leg.
Stipulation.
What was that character?
So wait, what?
No, sorry. I was about to derail the episode. Go ahead.
Okay, so the stipulation you speak, but you can only speak about this culture war shit. They want to the ideological power struggle of the right versus left. And that's the only thing you can speak of.
I can talk about it. I can talk about it, and I would say shit that I truly believe in, and I would not be ignorant, and I could still talk about it at that place.
Yeah.
Okay, another
I can definitely
stipulation.
do it.
You also would have to debate that bald dude. You have to debate him, but
that would be very easy.
He's on 10 the entire time.
Dude,
He's on 10? Oh, God, I don't know.
No, that's
I
great.
don't
That's
know.
great. Because all you have to do
can't
is not
do
care,
it.
and then you win. I saw an argument of I saw him like
Chris.
That response video that he did was so weird too, because like
I couldn't do it.
and maybe this is just maybe this is just me being hypercritical, because there's no way in hell that I would that I would flesh out an argument in such a profoundly incompetent way. But he was like, oh man, people. He was trying to equate Actman making fun of his outburst to Quantum TV trying to take his account down. Did you see that?
He said that?
He said that specifically.
I
didn't finish his response video.
He acted like it was hypocritical of the Actman to make fun of another content creator expressing his opinion.
That's because he said that. They're. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, well, he said it was like, it's hypocritical of the Actman to make fun of me for sharing my opinion because Quantum TV tried to get his account taken down, and it's like,
look at those mental gymnastics.
That's not even like a coherent. I'm starting to wonder if English is even a language that they know how to speak, or if they've just been around enough English words that they've just kind of barely managed to string together a personality. You know, like because that does not connect at all. That is not a connecting argument even slightly. And there's no way in hell if I was being clowned on by the internet to the degree that this guy is clowning on, there's no way I would have formulated an argument that fucking profoundly inept.
They're making fun of me for voicing my opinion.
I bet he's outside with his fucking.
What up with the free speech, mate?
He's
What
back
up
out
on
there.
the free speech?
Free speech is fine. Free speech is
They
fine. People have
fucking
you have the right. You have the
They-
right to
say whatever you want.
to say whatever you want, and people have the right to make fun of you for it. That's what it's
Exactly.
always been.
This
Simple
is
as
not
that.
what it's. This is a fucking culture war, mate. You fucking tosser. You have no idea.
You
This is
fucking
this is a fucking
tosser.
this is a fucking this is a preview of how the debate would go when you're at the university. So it's
Okay.
like all right so heels versus babyface. You have 1 minute.
Okay.
This fucking nuts piece of shit tosser, this little mushki right here, will not give me the time of day, and he will not acknowledge that the fucking culture war is everywhere. The fucking pronouns should not be in my Starfield. And this fucking jackanini little monster, little rot,
Jackanini.
little
That
baby
sounds
face
highly
will not
racist.
acknowledge me. Hey, shut up, moderator. I'm gonna fucking gut you if you don't shut up. Mate, shut up!
He does
Hey,
seem very violent.
Hey, wife! You shut the fuck up right now and make me dinner! No.
Does he have a wife?
I assume. Look, at this guy looks like the type of person
Doesn't
that
he eat
just
haggis?
abuses. Yeah.
He would have threatened somebody.
He just
Look,
abuses the shit out of his fucking wife.
Look,
That is so.
we're talking completely out of school. It's a very
Hey.
unfair thing to say.
Is it? Is it though?
Is it? Yes, Derek. Yes, it is.
Look. I don't know the guy. Okay, I don't know the guy. I'm not gonna make like a personality judgment on him necessarily.
You're
He
so
had-
nice.
he
You're
he
such
had
a good
cringe. He had well, because like I don't know, man.
Look,
I don't know
Chris,
everything about a person.
Chris, look at. Pause.
Okay.
I would be totally on your side if he made a follow-up video and been like, "Look, guys, I lost my shit. That was stupid. You had every right to fucking."
I would be on his team. In fact, I'd be like,
Like,
you'd be like
I
that,
would be
bro.
on his
Don't
team
worry.
as
You know what I would
yeah.
say? I'd be
Be
like,
like that,
dude, everybody has their moments. You slipped up. Look, man, it's not a big deal. If he just admitted it's not a big
No.
deal, he
If,
just
you
had
know
a
what make
moment.
it? You know what make it
I would be
perfect? If he
cool.
did that and he did a react video to his own video and laughed at it, I would be like, yo, I'm
Right.
on your team
Yeah,
now.
that's
I'm on your side now.
And
But
I
he
imagine.
can't do that.
Yeah, he can't. Not with the people that he's wielding, that fucking army that he has of like these, it's these like I saw enough people that were following me. There were some people following me. That Harry guy's following me. I don't know if he started following me recently, if he's always been following me. I don't know. But I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I saw some of the comments, some of the replies. They're like, well, yeah, it was an overreaction, but he's right though. You don't know, he's right. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean he's right? Like, if you are you guys also, are your brains melting when you saw that shit?
I think people just don't. People don't. I really do think there is a correlation with people who go outside, or like not a correlation, but like I think people who get angry about this stuff don't go outside.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
really-
not going outside. I think it's
I
people,
really
I think
feel
it's
that
people
way.
not being able to departmentalize the fact that the world is changing, and you have to just deal with the fact that
it's not even that, bro.
Well, it
It's
is.
just- look at
Dude,
most
once
of
upon
the
a time, once
think
upon
about
a time, right? Let's be real. Once upon a time, pronouns
go ahead.
weren't a big problem, right? But then people that felt as if they were became a group that became front and center in the world. And now the things they ask for, which is more the ability to identify themselves the way they want, has become a thing. You know,
Look, it's everything that this pronoun thing, for example. These are the same people that were mad when they started seeing nombre/name on an application.
Oh yeah.
These are the same fucking people. They're mad at these extra options that accommodate other fucking people. This shit has been happening for before we were born, that things were being more accommodating with the culture that is around. Oh, we have more of this people. We're going to accommodate them. Oh, we acknowledge that these people exist. We never thought about it before because really trans people is such a small part of the population. And then they thought about, well, it doesn't hurt to add this at all. It does nothing. All it does is just help. It just helps some people.
It literally just includes a slightly bigger audience, which is when you're making when you're making a role playing game. It's just like that's the whole fucking point. And
not even a role playing game. It should include these people. Should be
but
included comfortably.
But I'm saying especially. You know what I mean? Like if there was ever of all the games to complain about, dude, you know what's fucking crazy about this? I'm fairly fucking certain Hogwarts Legacy has a fucking character customization thing with pronouns and like a full on like trans character and all this diversity.
I know there's a trans
that,
character.
By the way,
sure.
in Hogwarts, in the context of Harry Potter, makes no fucking sense. Why is 1990s Hogwarts so white, and then 1600s Hogwarts
I love that.
It is the funniest shit ever. But
the
that
implication
was the game.
is great.
The implication of that is hilarious. But also, these are the kinds of people who were simping for that game. Because people were like, people have a problem with J.K. Rowling because she's transphobic. Oh, I'm gonna buy fucking Hogwarts Legacy with its pronouns and trans people and fucking forced diversity. Like, what? It's you don't have a coherent worldview. It is complete horseshit. It's asinine. You believe everything that YouTube thumbnails tell you, not even the videos. So you're way off. So like, I don't know. I just don't know how to help you. Like, if
You
honestly,
believe
like
everything what a
from my
fucking chimp.
my perspective, my honest perspective, right? I don't understand the gender stuff at all. Like, to me, like it is a little bit silly to me. I don't fully understand it. I don't understand how it's possible to not. I can't fathom it, to not understand like what you are. But there's so many things in this world that I think are silly that are fine. It's fine. This is like it hurts no one to have this here.
Right.
Who cares?
So
There are entire careers that I think are fucking silly. Entire cultures that I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
I can meet you with the same argument. Like, I don't understand anxiety, right? I've never understood that shit, right? I understand getting nervous like a regular person, right? I understand being frightened, but I don't understand being like having genuinely nothing that bothers you. Because for me, when I feel nervous when there's something that I should be doing that I haven't done. My brain gives me that idea of like
anxiety.
nerves.
Do you mean severe anxiety?
No.
You mean like severe
anxiety?
You're talking about anxiety disorder. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't understand anxiety disorders, right? I don't understand that people that really have that, you know? Like, I'm very good at departmentalizing my stressors and being able to move from one step to another. But some people are not. They're just not. And I understand it exists, and I'm like, all right, fuck it, let it be. That's it. Having a way to understand.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, because there's a way that you can find things kind of silly or like confusing or weird, or like, I feel that way about most religions. I feel that way about a lot of career paths.
For me, it's women too. Like, I don't understand women. I don't respect them.
I feel that way about
facts.
I feel like, to me, it's like, what, to me, like, cities that aren't New York make no fucking sense to me. Why are bodegas not open till 3 a.m. everywhere? It makes no fucking sense. It's a perfect way to do everything. But whatever, you know, I'm not gonna fucking constantly attack. But can you imagine if I stood outside of a bodega as they closed at 8 p.m. and like threatened at them? Like, we're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you staying open to accommodate me?
Yeah,
it's like, I don't. There's so much in this world that's ridiculous, but so much of it is also wickedly harmless. And so when you get old enough to really understand the distinction between what is harmful and what is just kind of different than what you expect to understand, or different from your own like worldview, or different from your experience, then you grow up. And I think the only way to do that is to actually go outside. And I don't think these people do that. I really don't. I don't believe Tim Pool leaves his compound. I don't believe this thumb looking motherfucker.
I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him, man.
I don't
feel bad for him. He's rich. He's fine. But like,
no, I can feel. You can feel bad.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
That's another thing. I don't feel bad for rich people. And that I'm sure
madness.
That might be very much might be madness, and that's fine. And you can think that's ridiculous. You can think that's absolutely ridiculous. But if there was an option in like a role playing game that you are remarkably unsympathetic to rich people, which opens up an extra dialogue tree in every conversation you have with like a mogul or a tech guy in this game.
Oh, that's gonna be
where you
fun.
can berate them. Exactly.
That's fun.
It's more accommodating. So to me, it's just like, I don't know. I just, to me, one of the biggest, or one of the best arguments I ever saw on this was like it was like a conversation between this religious guy who like really had a problem with kind of gender identity stuff, and some other guy, and the conversation was like, oh well, science. This is like this new gender stuff is like that's not even science. It's like a new religion, and it's like okay, so it's not science, but it clearly makes certain people feel better, right? Like it's at the very least it's like a self-affirming thing for people to kind of live their life by, like your religion. Right? If like you can't prove that anything about your religion is accurate, you just kind of believe in it because it makes you feel better.
I would start making fun of the fact that he worships No,
but I mean, what I'm saying is like even if but let's say it's not science, like for the sake of it, right?
Yeah.
Then it would be just religion.
Yes.
And that's fine, is it not?
I mean, it should.
Right?
What's fucked up about that?
If it's not science, then it's religion, and if it's religion, it's fine.
Right. What's fucked up about that is the whole gender spectrum. It is infinitely less harmless. It's not even. It's harmless. And then religion, something that is respected, is extremely harmful objectively.
That is the
We've
funny
seen
thing,
this.
yeah.
That's what is funny about it. And I've said this, I think, on the first episode I ever did as a guest. I think I even compared the gender spectrum to religion, where it's like a lot of it I think is silly. But, people are allowed to do whatever they want, and you're not supposed to fucking chastise them and demonize them and try to ostracize them and make them pariahs and shit for having a different thing that they practice culturally or whatever the fuck.
Nah, you got
And the thing is, and what pisses me off, because, like, it's social science, like gender stuff is a social science. And when you talk about it being a social construct, these people get so upset. But I use an example. And the best example I've ever seen was... Because, you don't change sex. It's biological, but gender is the social construct. And why that's true is because I showed her a picture of, there was a trans woman and a trans man. They were standing outside the White House for whatever. I don't remember what was going on. But they did not censor the trans man in the news and the media. But they censored the trans woman because she was topless, but she was covering her nipples. But they were still censoring her tits. But they didn't censor the trans man's fucking topless chest. Meaning that if we saw them as the way that they wanted, like, oh no, that's still a woman, that's still a man, then it would have been the opposite way.
Oh yeah,
but no,
exactly.
Societally, we treat the trans woman as a woman, and right, and so like they have to when you bring that up to them, like you have to concede that point that societally we have accepted this, and you're just being incredibly obtuse. Like, you need to catch up, or like you say, Chris, go the fuck outside, because there's 8 billion people on this planet, and most of them don't give a flying fuck about any of this.
Yeah, I just wish people got as angry at the things that they should be getting angry at.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it just...
just fucking women.
Dude, Mitch McConnell glitched out again. Joe Biden wandered out of some fucking... some Medal of Honor ceremony today, I think.
He wandered out.
Yeah, he just wandered out in the middle of like this guy getting like a medal for like
I didn't
saving
hear about this.
This is why I was talking about like what should we talk about today, because there's a lot. There was like Joe Biden wandered out of some like Medal of Honor ceremony that was like honoring some guy for like saving like a bus full of children. Can we save it for the next episode? We could save it, but like it's just an example of just like, dude,
I want to explore that.
You should be so furious that your leadership is this decrepit and this old, and that they're voting on your future, despite the fact that they're fucking on a one-way ticket out of here, man. As we speak, that should piss you off so immensely, and it pisses me off so much every time I see that shit. Like everything political that I see, it's like it just Dianne Feinstein, like, Dianne Feinstein's daughter is now taking over her fucking role. It's like,
what?
That's allowed?
Wait,
what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, Dianne Feinstein is so old that I think her daughter is basically acting as her, basically. So she's basically...
That is great.
Yeah, it's fucking... Or something to that effect, right? Where it's
I hate how politicians are the only people on this planet that don't have to do their jobs well.
Bro, it's dynastic. Also, it's also just not fucking electoral at all. They didn't elect your fucking daughter. Are you
crazy? Exactly that.
These are the things that should be bothering people to this
degree. Can I be real?
But instead,
let me say something real. This is gonna happen, right? This is a warning. It's a very simple warning. I'm not threatening, but it's a warning for the future that will happen, right?
Okay.
But it's a warning.
This is a warning. That's not a threat, but it is a warning. It is a precautionary tale. What happens is this, right? The powers that be are going to keep ignoring the pleas of the people. And what happened is that bottle is going to be opened, right? Where people are going to start acting violently.
I don't think so, man.
And no, it's going to happen eventually. It's going to open. That cork is going to happen.
I think we are such a pacified public, and we are so used to getting angry or wasting our passion on shit like this.
Yeah. I think we are a pacified public, but I think the degree of struggle hasn't gotten bad enough for us to finally act.
No, that's true, but also
all we can count on is good old boys. We got to get Mitch McConnell to get a name tag that has he/him on it, and then they'll take care of him.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that's it. I've had enough of him, and then they'll get him. They're gonna.
What happened is that it's gonna be a period of time.
I don't mind.
When the middle class disappears,
stole all my money
for real. When it's fully gone, when people are struggling to eat, when it gets really bad, like when there's no hope
for
left,
who though? It's already really bad for a lot of people.
The entirety of the masses,
like 40% unemployment,
like 40%.
When that cork.
Which, by the way, will absolutely happen.
It will happen.
Like that is unfathomable to even think about.
It is crazy. It is crazy, but I think it's like very like, especially with like AI advancing in the way that it is, like accounting jobs, a lot of those jobs that a lot of people do are probably going to go way away the second this stuff starts getting even slightly more.
What happened is that shit's gonna get sadder. Things gonna get worse.
Gotta get UBI, man. UBI, $2,000 a month. UBI.
People are gonna start getting mad, and they're gonna start getting active. And then what happened is that the politicians are not gonna act fast enough to please the people. And
they'll act fast if they're threatened.
No, they're not. Because they're not gonna believe. They're not gonna believe it. They're gonna be like, they're not gonna do anything.
No, they it's so funny whenever we talk about and this isn't necessarily true of just like liberals or anything. I think it's everybody. But like when everybody talks about the government, they talk about how like ineffective they are, right? And like how slow and how like cumbersome and how like there's so much bureaucracy and how it's like really ineffective. And I agree with it largely. But then like, do you remember when I can't remember if it was about the voting ballots or Supreme Court. There was like a Supreme Court justice that got sworn in or something, and then their addresses got leaked online or something, and they were like people outside of their houses kind of like protesting at their fucking houses. And then a few hours later, they passed legislation to make that illegal.
To make that illegal, yeah.
Hours, bro. Faster than fucking Spectrum responds to my service calls. That's so like they can do it. They just have to be afraid to do it, which sucks. It sucks that fear has to be your only motivation to do the right fucking thing.
There's going to be one group of people that are going to be like, I've had enough, and they're going to get active. And then innocent people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem. You know who's going to be the first people to do that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And they're probably going to do it again for the wrong fucking reasons. Like, that's the problem that I have, because that's the one thing, because I'm like, a lot of the country's fired up enough already, but for the dumbest fucking shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, and even as things continue to get worse, they're going to be more fired up by the dumbest shit, too. That's what I said, like, I genuinely believe if fucking Mitch McConnell wore a pronoun tag, somebody would be outside of his house firebombing it, because that's how crazy these people have gotten. But even though he is ruined, he has ruined fucking he is largely responsible for ruining American politics over the past few decades, and they don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
And so now if you have him,
crazy.
We're going to deck him in because he can't respond. He's unresponsive already. So we deck him in a rainbow fucking business suit. You know, we just put a rainbow flag all over. We put his pronouns on it. We give him tits. We put a bra on him too. Then we just wheel him out.
Dude.
We wheel him out
to them slaughter him, bro. Like piranhas. They just jump on him.
It's wild. And I don't know, man. The main takeaway I would say is just like I remember being a kid with no experience, living in my parents' house not really having any life experience. And I remember like 2014 maybe was like the last time that I can remember making a video where I got like genuinely angry about something really stupid, which was like video game stuff. It was all video games. Like it inspired so much passion in me, right? Because I didn't fucking go outside. I had friends and I did things, but like I didn't really live like like an actual, like I wasn't like out seeing crazy shit. You know what I mean? On a daily basis. I didn't have to like pay for my own, like I didn't have to exist in like the tax system. I didn't have to, you know what I mean? It was a completely fucking different time. And when, after about like 9 years of context and existing in the system and kind of seeing the ins and outs of it and interacting with plenty of people from like all over the political spectrum, it just like it provides you with a lot of perspective that I think a lot of people don't have, whether that be by choice or circumstance or, you know, what have you.
Yeah.
But the reason why that video of this guy is so jarring to me is because he's acting the way I acted at like 19 as like a fucking 40-year-old. And that's crazy because I can't imagine a 40-year-old living a fraction of the life I've lived. Like it's difficult to conceptualize. I don't know if he is 40. I don't know. Like
he looks. I think he's in his 40s. He looks like he's in his 40s.
What if he was 26?
Oh no!
What if he was 18?
No, I feel
what if he
so
was
bad
an
for him.
18-year-old?
That was an 18-year-old man,
bro.
He just turned. He's like, I just got Starfield for my 18th birthday, and I have to put up with these fucking pronouns. And I'd be like, yo,
he's 18 with a fucking stint in his heart.
Friend.
I don't know, man. I want people to. Look. There's a place for passion. There's a place for anger. I just wish it was delegated a little bit more effectively and more towards the things that actually have a material impact on every other person, as opposed to this like shit that.
Imagine if there was a game-breaking bug or something.
No one's gonna give a shit about this by the time this episode goes live. Probably, you know, it'll probably be like well over. But you know, with what will still be true by the time this episode goes live is the housing market is still fucked. The economy is still fucked. Your money is being stolen from you, fucking nickel and dime, out of your fucking pocket all the time. You are being kept in a consistently recycled state of debt on purpose.
Woo.
All this shit, you know? And I get it. Like, it's not fun to talk about that shit, and it's more fun to talk about video games. And I agree, too. I don't know. Maybe I've just done enough of that, and I just like talking about the cool shit. Like, I like talking about video games when I'm, like, excited about them, or, like, when they're doing something cool, or when I like them, as opposed to just fucking flipping out about dumb shit. Anyway. We should get to some questions, right? We got a lot.
Let's do it.
We got a lot in just 2 days.
Yeah.
So there will probably be another question-based extra ammo in the near future. And if this episode was too political, don't worry. Next episode will very much not be, because I think we've spent all of our gas.
Yeah, we're done.
By the way, I would genuinely like to talk to some of these people. Like, I would genuinely like, if I could have like one of these people on like stream or something just to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I mean that sincerely. I'm not trying to debate you. I'm not trying to like do like a gotcha.
Bullshit,
I'm not trying to like dunk on, like, I would genuinely like to talk to these people because I just want to know what the real perspective is. Like what the core issue is. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of obfuscation and a lot of like not being honest about what their real problems are. But regardless, I think that would be interesting. Maybe I'll try.
I'm trying to find and devour your family, bro. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find. You're gonna get on here, and I'm gonna catch your scent via digital, and I'm gonna fucking find and eat your kids. You better not show up on here. You're in danger. You're in a lot of danger.
Jesus Christ! All right, let's relax. Gay Jonah Jameson. Gay Jonah Jameson, chief editor of the Gaily Bugle.
That's badass. I love that.
That's so gay. That's so gay. Jesus Christ.
I honestly, can I say something? I can't believe I've never heard Gaily Bugle up until this day.
Right.
That is crazy to me.
Fuck my ass, Spider-Man.
I can't even believe I didn't hear that as like
serious?
I don't know, like, do you remember when fucking Miles Morales was I don't know if this is still true, but like I remember initially he was like bi or whatever.
He was never bi.
I'm pretty sure he was. I
never
swear to you,
he was
that
never
was a
bisexual.
That was a big fucking thing. Is that it was
no
like ambiguous.
people were asking if he was bi. He was never bisexual. It was brought up because of the fact that his mom thought he was bi because of how close he was with Genki, but it's because Genki's the only person that knows he's what you call it, Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah,
He's never bi.
Gay.
I'd be fine with that too if he was bisexual. I'd be like, that's cool. That's why he has so much style.
Nah, you.
But-
I honestly,
you get taken out of the immersion. You
I
get
wouldn't
taken
give a
out of the
fuck.
immersion.
I really thought. I honestly like up until this moment, I genuinely assumed Miles Morales was just a bisexual person.
You'd be like,
I
fine with
I
that.
just assumed that because I just read an article a long time ago about that being true, and I was like, okay. and then it just didn't affect me at all.
I would like if he was bi because that'd be just more obviously more like representation for a character. But at the same time, it would be
better if he was bisexual
Just
and
straight up
also
gay.
completely disrespectful. Like right now in
fact that he
Starfield,
doesn't say-
right now in Starfield, I got married and I'm already flirting with someone, like some random other person. Like I'm being such a bastard in this game.
Oh,
I
it's
was
a
saying,
video
yeah,
game.
Dude.
There's no
I was
consequences.
like, yeah, dude, I love you. Like you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Now go on this ship and survey that system real far away.
yeah,
Because me and Andreja have a mission here.
yeah. That's the
Dude,
one
that
thing
game
I
lets
like.
you be such a dickhead. You can separate the women. You could just put women on separate ships so they can't interact with each other, so they never catch on. It's so diabolically. I can't believe you can
dastardly.
do this shit. But anyway,
Hey, that's real talk, man.
it's
That
so
is
fucked up.
dastardly.
It's so dastardly.
Yeah.
But anyway, fucking Gaily Bugle Man wrote in. He goes, "What's up, Adam Sandler, Kevin James, and David Spade? Do you guys have an irrational hatred or fear of something, but can't explain why? In the second grade, I intensely hated tour guides, especially the kind that take you on tour buses. I think I view them the same way people view telemarketers, and to this day, I have no idea why. That's a fucking fascinating. I hate
you
telemarketers.
imagine-
They are
I
shitty.
understand that.
Could you imagine a tour guide that giving a tour and there's this little kid glaring at her?
Just a death stare.
I hate you.
He's like baring his teeth.
Growling.
Like, what's wrong with this kid? Oh, my son has a problem with tour guides.
Bro,
I'm sorry. If you
I-
just keep your distance, he won't hurt you. He's just baring his teeth at you and barking. You're like, yo, what the fuck's up with this kid?
I went on like a little tour thing in Catalina Island, and I hated it because it was this bus, and there's this one part where I hated it so much that it was so narrow, like on a cliff, like, and then the whole idea was to scare everybody, like, oh, we could fall over. And I was like, this is so irresponsible because what if like this guy gets a fucking cramp or something and actually hits the gas and kills us? Like it was such a upsetting thing that I didn't know that was going to be a part of the tour. I mean, I was young, and that is maybe a reason. Maybe something happened to that guy and he doesn't remember, that made him like, oh, this irresponsible bitch, like, or being away from your house, wanting to play video games, and you have to go on some stupid tour thing and see some shit that you don't want to see. So maybe he just hated that. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a reason why this guy has a hatred for this type of shit.
What do I hate? What I've always hated? I've always never liked them. I've never liked them. Never been. I want to be around.
I'm
them.
not into the sound of toothbrushes anymore. I don't know why. The only thing I can think about is I switched to electric toothbrushes, like, I don't know, late high school. And then for now, when I hear people brush their teeth, it makes me cringe. And it's the weirdest thing. But it's not hatred. It's just like it's just the closest thing I can think of, like an irrational something. You know what I mean? But it's not like a hatred or really a fear.
What do I hate? I'm trying to figure out something I hate.
Odd.
Because I don't really hate anything. I don't live a passionate enough a life to hate.
I say this unironically, I would attack Matt Walsh if I saw him in the streets. I would do it, like, so.
I don't like light-skinned black people, I guess.
That's so crazy. Holy shit.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Do you feel like they're just like fence sitters?
It's just like you gave up
Radical
the
centrists.
best. You gave up one of their best traits. Why would you do that? Why would you willingly be born the way you are?
Willingly.
Like, ew. Like I
So,
tell
like
Lily all the
Zendaya?
time. If our kids are light skinned, they're her kids, not mine.
I don't know
That's
how are
crazy.
they not gonna be okay? All right,
They might be born your color or something like that. You never know. I might
never
be
know.
I'm
there's
so
a
dark.
possibility.
She might lose, or they might get all the burned Mexican genes, and they might just become dark skinned. I'll be like, let's
Burn Mexican
go.
jeans. Man. We
Let's go.
we
You're
just
perfect.
turned into like a fucking chud cast like really fast.
You're perfect. As I lift them up to the sky, look at you. You're perfection.
That's the great thing about this show, is that it's a fucking clusterfuck.
This dichotomy.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
like,
dichotomy.
we're being like super progressive, trying to defend the pronoun thing. At least be like, this is silly, and then all of a sudden, I kind of hate light skin black people.
I think most people are like that though. I think that's the thing.
I
It's
think
like,
most people hate light skinned black people.
Wait.
but I think most.
this.
I do think the majority of people like to joke about this shit. I do think that's true. I think a lot of people will come up with something in the comfort of their own homes, in the comfort of their own friend groups, that cannot leave that circle because they understand the implications of it. That's why that fucking meme is so popular. The fucking like, they've the Discord got leaked or whatever. It's always fucking people are.
Kakarot,
people
we have
are-
to go.
I wish people just accepted like that we all have this dark part of us that enjoys morbid humor. Like we all
when
do, I'm sick
when
of
I-
people pretending like it's not true for everybody.
When
That's
I tweeted the
absolutely
intrusive
true.
thoughts meme, right, and it got 45,000 likes, and I was like, oh god damn.
It's real, man. I remember being. It's funny. I forget that it's real sometimes too because I'm so like we have our own friend group and we consider ourselves fucking out of pocket. But I remember going home like with my family. And like it was because that was around the time I went to New York and spent time with my family around the time the submarine went down and exploded, and my whole family was laughing at that shit. Like every single
Chris,
person.
granted, your dad would have absolutely been friends with us. Your dad,
Maybe, yeah.
absolutely. Your dad's sense of humor is absolutely our sense of humor too. Your dad made a joke
maybe.
one time about a kid picking up a condom and it's like, we can't save him anymore. And him shooting the kid. Your dad made that joke and I couldn't stop laughing.
Look, don't dox my dad's jokes.
Your dad
Talks
is fucking
my dad's
hilarious.
jokes.
But yeah, I don't know, man. But as far as I don't know, I don't think I have any. I think all of my fears are very rational. Like I don't have an irrational fear that I can identify.
Yeah,
At least.
yeah, same.
I like I'm not. I guess I'm like claustrophobic, but like
But it's also not irrational though.
I also don't. But like I don't think I'm claustrophobic to the degree that most people who would say they're claustrophobic are claustrophobic. Like I'm fine in an elevator. You know what I mean? Or like
Right,
in a small
right.
room. The thing to me is like if here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of waking up in a coffin. That scares the shit out of me. That concept scares
Chris,
me.
that
But I
scares
also know
every
that that's
human.
impossible. That's what I mean. Exactly. So it's not like a unique fear.
I do have an irrational fear. I forgot. Getting hit by a ghost car. No, absolutely. Yeah, man. Like you ever cross the street late at night, there's nobody there, and you're like, bro, wouldn't it be fucked up if like a ghost car just came out of nowhere and hit you, and then there's no evidence that anything hit you?
Wait, what is a ghost car? Exactly.
So you know what a ghost train is, right? Or a ghost ship? Just a fucking
Stupid
ghost car.
motherfucker. Oh my god.
That is so fucking insane. You know what? I have actually straight
Imagine
up
seeing
never,
a video of that and being in awe. You'd be like, oh shit.
dude, I have
dude.
never once even thought about the concept of a ghost car. Like that concept has never once crossed my mind.
You know what's a
crosses my
really scary
mind.
idea? It was a scary idea. If you live on a main road, like I live on a main road, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a car coming into your living room. That shit would fuck. That would.
I
fuck
always
up.
used to think about that. I always used to think about that.
You
like,
live on a
whenever I
main
would
road?
see-
No, you live on a side. You live on a side road.
We lived in a side road. It wasn't like but like I would think about that on my way to school, because we would drive like, and there would be these right angle turns, and like right at the right angle turn is like a house. And I'm like, bro, that's like, I hope that house was cheap. 'Cause that's a dude. I remember being like in 7th grade. I think it was 2006. I was on a school bus that literally crashed into the front stoop of some building because it was like one of those right angle fucking streets. It was like a Tetris piece. And we just sat there on the bus for like 2 hours waiting for like authorities to get there because like I guess school buses are difficult to relocate when they're fucked up. But wild. I always think about that now. I always think about cars going through people's windows. There was also an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond about that I'm weirdly remembering right now.
The idea of a car ending up in your living room and you got to deal with that is crazy.
That's the word. And I always think about the people that were unlucky enough to get hit by the car in their house. Like, you're minding your own fucking business and a car hits you in your fucking living room.
Did you see that video of that? Did you see that video of that one random house exploding
in Russia?
No, it's Pennsylvania.
Oh no, I did not see that.
What?
Dude, it was like a fucking bomb went off, and it was just like, I guess they don't know how it happened yet, but like it's just like an entire house gone. And I'm just like, what?
That sounds like some dumbass kid doing something stupid in the basement.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
It's like some kid
trying to make a railgun, trying to make a railgun in his house.
Some kid brewing potions in the bathtub. He's like, I'm gonna mix shampoo and body wash and then a little bit of Lysol. and
then he does it, and he sees electricity visibly, and he's like, "What's going on?" And then his house is gone, his mom's gone, his dad's gone, his dog's gone, everyone's away. He made a portal, but it looked like an explosion.
No, it's well, it is a portal in some ways.
Yeah.
What else? I have to have another rash. I have to have one thing that's like actually rash. I'm afraid of
being gay.
I don't know. I'm afraid of that has to be something. Nah, let's go to the next one.
Yeah,
I'll probably think while I'm talking.
Yeah. Okay. Keith David, but in Spanish.
Let's go. Keitho Davido.
Keith David.
David.
David. Hello, honorary Mexican by marriage and not Mexican. Wait.
Who's honorary Mexican?
Derek must be honorary Mexican.
I guess.
Because, yeah, you must be.
I guess
I'm not married, though.
I mean,
well, you're married.
You're the only one that applies to, so yes.
Yeah. I'm not Mexican. Don't call me that.
So.
Yeah, you're Mexican.
How am I Mexican?
American now. You're Mexican now.
I'm not. I'm Puerto Rican and Jamaican and Caribbean.
You're married to a Mexican. When you marry a Mexican,
Cholo.
you are that.
I'm not a cholo. As I start going bald and getting like a tattoo on my head,
lokes and shit,
and the loke shades. I got fucking thigh high fucking socks on.
I'd love to see, dude. The next event, like whatever is going on, with
I should do that. I should for Christmas. I should be a cholo.
Kingston,
what?
Can we please straighten your hair for an episode?
Let's go.
When we do the big thing we're gonna do, I'll straighten my hair for the first episode of that. I promise.
Okay. All right. Because that image, like, I understand it would be like fucking ridiculous, but that would probably be the funniest image. Probably
straight
ever.
Hair me.
Yeah, I can't. I sincerely, I can imagine. I can imagine you as anything. I can't imagine you with straight hair.
What do we give him? Just straight up straight hair, or does he make like a pompadour? What does he do with it?
It's got to be like
taking back like
this
emo.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
be like
my
Pierce
hair down.
like it's got to be like Pierce the Veil.
And he's gonna sing. Yeah. That'll be good.
I'll do it. I'll grow my hair out and I'll do it. And
What's
we'll be straight.
the
I'll be so fucking moron.
I just think it'd be so damn funny. All right. What do we got? Oh wait, what did he say?
Oh yeah.
Out of all the internet ne'er-do-wells you've had the misfortune to cross, which one do you think would be the most entertaining to see in a televised trial? Oh my god, dude, Ethan Ralph easily. Like, if there was like an O.J. Simpson tier trial for Ethan Ralph, that would be so, like, we would not stop talking about it. And I'm not talking about like us. I'm not talking about us. I mean like we as a society.
The fucking world.
Imagine all of the stuff that we know about this guy went mainstream, and then your mom knew about it, and then your dad knew about it. And he's like, does he really look like that?
Dude, I told you that before that I am confident he would be more famous than Tiger King. Easily would have been more of a sensation.
You really believe that?
Yeah,
I believe that easily.
The
Tiger King
saga
has
is
nothing.
so much. Yeah, it's so much deeper, and it's still dude. It's to the point where JoJo didn't know shit about Ethan Ralph until I started telling her a few things. It's to the point where she told me the other day, "Oh my God, have you been catching up with Ethan Ralph?" And I was like, "No, I've been really busy." And she was so like, "I can't wait to tell you." And I was like, I want to catch up on my own, then we'll discuss. But she was like excited. And to be
exciting.
fair, I haven't caught up all the way yet, so I'm excited for us to catch up on this shit because
Oh my god.
he's the gift that keeps on giving,
dude. It is. He's like a diet Christian where there's enough there that it's like it's a lot and there's a lot more that keeps happening, but also it's more manageable. You know, Christian goes back so far. Like
Christian, the thing is that Christian gets sad. You start feeling bad.
Exactly. I don't feel
But
sad
Ethan
at
Ralph,
all
you
about
never
Ethan
feel
Ralph.
bad. You're just like, haha, I hope it gets worse.
100. I've never felt.
Hope it gets worse.
I keep thinking of like when like the Portuguese people are plotting out how to get him back over to Portugal so they can beat him up again. Like they're like scheming.
Imagine that being like a national treasure, like the national holiday. Get Ethan. Whoever gets Ethan Ralph back to Portugal becomes like the fucking governor or something like
king.
that. They become the king of Portugal again. They fucking reinstate fucking monarchies. My family has got Ethan Ralph back here 47
Somehow,
times.
God.
Every year he fucking gets tricked to come back.
You know what? So
amazing.
Sean had just tagged me in something.
Oh
This has
God,
nothing to
what
do with anything
happened?
that this has nothing to do with anything that we were talking about, and it's not really that big of a deal. But like,
Okay.
I want to mention this. Have you guys been keeping up at all with like the what is it, the GOP primaries or whatever? Because they're
I saw the
primaries.
highlights of the first debate. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just it's a bunch of fucking dorks. But
Yeah.
there's this guy Vivek
Varmaswamy or whatever.
Ramaswamy.
Swallow my cum. Yeah,
It's Vivek Ramaswamy.
Swarmy.
Vivek's a cool name, by the way, even though it sounds like a Destiny.
Vivek, yeah.
Yeah, Varix. So it says Politico asked Vivek Ramaswamy to make I don't know, that's so hard for me to say that name, to make a playlist.
I did, of course.
Do you see it?
Waking up. No, I haven't seen it, but I just know what's on it.
Dude,
Since he said it, I already know what's on it.
So it's
Imagine Dragons.
So it's Imagine Dragons fucking twice, which is crazy. So it's like this Believer by Imagine Dragons and Thunder.
Thunder's
and-
the worst one.
Lightning and the thunder. Thunder.
That song sucks,
Do the
man.
thunder.
So, and then
That's-
it's
wow.
this is the most pretentious fucking. I hate this fucking.
So
I
you know,
hate this list. So
let's
deeply.
hear it. I want to hear all this shit.
Where is it at? I
Okay,
want to
so-
see this.
Okay, I can send it to you. Copy link. Let me put it in the little Riverside chat here. I've barely been paying attention to any of this
Thunder.
because I don't care who wins the Republican primary.
Well, it's gonna be Trump, so like whatever.
Exactly.
Unless he gets like shivved in jail or some shit.
Unless somebody picks him up and tears him in half like a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality.
Obama.
Obama. He said that's his last words.
Right before
last
he gets eviscerated. Obama.
Obama. He gets ripped in half like Spider-Man when Spider-Man does it to Wolverine.
To Wolverine and Web of Shadows, yes.
He rips him in half. Such a fucking ridiculous game.
Which is the most bullshit that he ripped in half Wolverine, a guy with adamantium skeleton. Like Spider-Man, like what? Something that Hulk can't do. Like
that. Okay, so in defense of that, I think that could happen.
He cannot.
I think that can happen because his bones are adamantium.
His skeleton is entirely coated with adamantium. So
right,
that
his
means
entire skeleton,
at the bending
but the
parts,
spine isn't directly connected to each other.
Chris,
You know what I mean? There's like membranes and shit.
The bending ligaments in his spine are still adamantium.
They're still adamantium?
So you can't pull them apart.
That kind of
Hulk
limits
has
how
tried and it doesn't work. What you have to do with Wolverine is you have to drown him. You have to. That's how you beat him. You have to drown him.
What about can you peel his skin off?
Yeah.
Yes, it's his skin is his skin.
Well, can't you just make him a skeleton?
Yeah, and then he'll grow back. But sometimes it's happened before, and other times it doesn't happen. It's comic books have been written by so many people that it's so convoluted.
Honestly, I kind of don't. I don't like that it's not. I don't like that it's not just his bones. I feel like it should just be his bones.
You shouldn't like it because he's overpowered as shit. Because that's the point of him. That's why he does the fuckery he does constantly.
Anyway, so I sent this thing
Hello,
to Politico.
nigga bub. And he comes at you.
The Politico Vivek Ramaswamy playlist. It's "Lose Yourself" by Eminem.
Oh, of course. Because he already performed that live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Rondo alla Turca by Mozart.
No one really listens to Mozart. You ramsack.
Fuck out of here! This guy's just being a fucking pompous little bitch.
No one really listens to Mozart.
Then it's Fall Out Boy with Centuries. By the way,
this nigga looks like
I want to choke this nigga.
This dude looks like a giant Oompa Loompa. He looks like one of the Oompa Loompas, but big.
What? Does he? I don't think so.
He looks like one of the Oompa Loompas from the newer movies, but big. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God.
That is so disrespectful.
Look at him.
I know
what
what
he looks
you're
like.
saying.
He looks like one of the Oompa Loompas from the modern movie, but like big. Like if they made him big.
Casey, he doesn't look like Deep Roy. He's just Indian.
He looks like Deep Roy. He looks like Deep Roy, but big.
Holy shit. That was the... That was so out of pocket. Oh my fucking God. Anyway, it's Centuries. It's Centuries by fucking Fall Out Boy, which is such a
kind of looks like Hobgoblin actually when I look at him.
He looks like Deep Roy.
If you really look at him, he looks like he's like there's a picture of him where he's actually...
He does look... I will say there is one photo that comes up when you Google him that it's like the main one that comes up where he does look like a disappointed villain. I don't know anything about him. Like, he might be fine, but but this playlist is fucking like. So it's Centuries by Fall Out Boy, which is, by the way, Centuries is just an Imagine Dragons song.
It is. It's just that
like
commercial. It's commercial
I haven't
music.
heard Centuries in a long time.
It's commercial music.
Remember me for centuries. Like it's fucking it's literally
it's trailer
just,
music.
It's trailer music.
Does that one?
And then it's Believer by Imagine Dragons. It's Believer by Imagine Dragons. Then it's Jolene, Dolly Parton. That's respectable, but also I feel like he's pandering.
That song is amazing.
I think so too.
That song is amazing.
I feel like it is, but I also feel like it's a safe answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, exactly.
For them, yeah. So Thunder is there, obviously by Imagine Dragons, also horrible. Dream On by Aerosmith.
Of course. He's just picking all the like.
It's just the top. It's just like the he just Googled a bunch of like popular artists and was like, what's the number one song from each of these?
Right.
It's fucking, and then Pastures of Plenty by Woody Guthrie, because of course, it's a Republican primary.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
You gotta
know
have
what's
some
insane?
fucking Woody
Could you
guy.
imagine? Like if I had to go run for politics, they'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Jameson, what are your favorite songs?" I'd be like, "Oh,
I like N-words in Paris."
1 second. There's all of my favorite songs are either songs that are like very heavily soul influenced or about some New York dude selling drugs. Those are all my favorite songs. And they'll be like, so what is your favorite song? I'll be like, well, I'm really partial to the song Hell on Earth 2 by Griselda. And they put that song on during the fucking GDP, and they'd be like, I would hear the song and they would hear monkeys howling. That's
Oh my God.
they would hear monkeys howling. They'd be like, what is this? What is going on?
That would be such a good idea for a sketch.
Yeah,
like it's just like rap music playing at the Republican primaries. Like everybody hears, or even just like in general, like just rap music playing at a club, and it's like Griselda, and then like a Republican walks in, and he just hears just jungle sounds.
Jungle music. What the hell?
Apes howling and everybody's like, you don't hear the
but
music.
He genuinely hear. But that's genuinely like what he hears. Like you see it from his perspective, and it's not even like it's actually peaceful. It's like it's almost like Morning Mood, like that track. But like there's like an occasional like bird like in the distance, and then there's like.
Is this when we realize that like extreme racism is actually a condition? Like there's actually
like you get infected by it. You get infected with it, and once you're infected, you don't know something's wrong. And you're like, yo, what do you hear? And he's like, I just hear howling apes, but I don't. It's really apes. It's not like what you think. Like I don't want to be like this.
Wow, so they could be cured, bro. Man, we're getting to the
you
bottom.
Cure racism. You can cure racism.
What, the fist in the face or what?
Nuclear bomb would have cured racism.
No, humility and conversation, bro.
That's
I think really like
it really works. You can't meet it with aggression.
think
It's
a
so
rock to the
easy
temple.
to. It's so easy to meet it with aggression, but you can't. That's why that fucking jazz singer, he's cured a bunch of them, and I don't know how he's done it so consistently.
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
forgot
that's
about
right,
that
yeah.
dude.
He's
I
done
forgot
it
about him.
constantly, dog. It's not even like a one-off thing.
He
He's
like kept like how
consecutively
many
cured
robes?
them.
Dude, that dude like has so many fucking like clan robes in his closet, and it's crazy.
He's defeated them.
Without context. Like if you went into his closet, you didn't know.
He's like a samurai. He's like a samurai that every time he beats another samurai, he takes their sword. But it's clansman. He keeps winning. He's like Musashi.
Bro,
but for
I forgot his
foreign
name.
races.
It's
oh
been a
my
while.
god!
What
Change
happened?
your name. Change your name. Holy
name?
shit!
What you?
Do
His
you
name?
see what I'm seeing? I can't even. I'm so disappointed. I didn't see this earlier because I would have loved to talk about this.
What are we talking about?
There's this guy. So this guy is trending on Twitter right now, and he has a viral tweet. It's got 500,000 views, and it's him with his wife. It's just some white guy with his, I guess, like non-white wife. I don't know. She looks like she could be Hispanic or whatever. But it says, people assume because of my name that I fit into a box of sorts. Meet my wife, who has lots in common with me, and that's why we are great life partners. We both are passionate about what we believe, love family, we have 7 kids between us, and have fun in most things we do. This guy's name is John Hitler.
Nice.
Change it.
No.
Just change it.
No.
There's 2 T's in it, which makes it different, but like...
Where that with pride? Where your name with pride?
Change
No,
your name, bro.
it's-
Can you imagine
no.
having to be Mrs. Hitler and just like being like, listen...
No.
Like, every conversation must be like-
It's Hitler.
Why live your life?
Hitler.
It doesn't matter what the fuck it is, man.
No, keep that name, bro. You're
why
not
live,
him.
Why live your life on hard mode, dude? That is ultra nightmare. That
No,
is ultra
it's not.
nightmare.
Look. We cannot allow the misfortunes of the terrible people that existed
Yes,
before
we can.
with these words to
That's why
keep
Michael
control
Jordan
of those
couldn't
words.
rock his fucking Hitler stash. He did it once in that Hanes commercial, and then he didn't do it again.
No.
It's over.
That is giving them more power than they
Kingston's
deserve.
over.
I actually
Kingston-
stand by this. I'm not kidding. That's
Okay,
giving them
then
more power than they
no,
deserve.
change
You
your last
you
name
stand
to
by
Hitler
this.
and then get the
Why
stash.
would I? No, my name. I wasn't born with the name Hitler.
Doesn't
if I
matter.
was born with,
Do
if
it
my
to
name, if my
fucking
name,
support these people.
If my name was Kingston, if my name was Adolf Jameson, that would just be my name. All right, I wouldn't let Hitler. He doesn't dictate who I am. He's
I
one
feel like it's
piece
easy
of
to
shit
say
that
that.
had my name.
I feel like it's easy to
That-
say
that
that
is
as somebody
not.
who
It's
doesn't
him.
have that name.
It's
There's absolutely
Adolf.
there's not a day that goes by where somebody isn't calling
feel
this dude
that.
Hitler and making fun of him for it. Like, it's impossible.
Let's
Like,
put it this way. Let's put it this
And
way.
I bet he's the nicest guy ever.
Let's
too.
put it this way. I knew a
I don't
guy.
think he has a choice.
I knew a guy, and I think I might have told you guys this. I knew I knew a guy in high school named Adolfo, right? And when I met
Yeah.
him,
Was he
And
from
I was like,
Argentina?
he looked like he was too dark to be from Argentina, but I was hoping he was. You know what type of people live in Argentina, man. They look a little blonde, a little tall, little
Little blonde, little
blue-eyed.
tall, little get really angry and start sounding like Krauts. But whatever.
But the first thing I told this guy when I met him, he's like Adolfo, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Is your last name Hitlero? And then he didn't laugh at all. He didn't laugh at all. But
He
but you
didn't laugh.
see,
He didn't laugh at all. I'm dead. He didn't laugh at all.
That must be the 8th time he heard that joke
Exactly.
that day. That
and his name's
day, dude.
Adolfo, not Adolf. Like,
Yeah, it's not even close.
It is Adolf though. Like,
well, it's Adolf with it's O. It's Adolf with
it's
O.
just Hispanic Adolf. That's all it is.
Adolfo
But
Hitlero.
I love that, man.
his name is Hitler. He must have been
I don't
so vexed. I bet he was small. That's why he didn't beat you up. If he was bigger, he would have attacked you. But he was smaller than you,
He
so
was
he
a
couldn't
fucking
do it.
twink, dude. I
So
would
he couldn't
have.
do it. He's like, he'll best me.
I would have fucking rode him like a skateboard. He was fucking small. He was small.
He'll best me. I'll deal with this later.
All right, so tell him Steve Dave wrote it. He says, my favorite moment on the pod is when you learned AC/DC were Australian. It is still so fucking weird.
It is
after
a weird
hearing you
thing.
sing, after hearing you sing "The Boys Are Back in Town" in Southern accents at the end of the Mass 2 Extra Ammo. That's an extra ammo for all you guys. You should probably check that out if you're
Let's
curious
go.
about it. I'm here to tell you that song was written and sung by a black man from Ireland.
You're lying.
Yeah, so I don't believe this.
You're
I'm gonna
lying.
look it up. I
Have you
didn't
ever-
want to. I'm
Guys.
gonna look this up real time.
Have you ever heard of a black person from from the place in London that has this really dumb accent? What's the place in London has the really stupid accents? But they kind of talk like this. They kind of talk like
I
this.
don't know. That sounds more like some Asian speak to me.
Whoa.
That's what you're doing. You're like,
no, it's like chicken and a can of coke. I can have a chicken. Every time I get a piece of chicken, it's a can of coke. I forgot where they're from.
That sounds like Vietnamese.
It is absolutely true. That is so
Let me see if I can find it.
Hey, yo, nigga. Where my Lucky Charms at? What's he sound like? Well, what is the
He's
pool?
very
I heard there's a black guy from
Liverpool. Don't
Liverpool.
talk like that. Listen to fucking the Beatles.
No, there's
Listen
a
to
black
John
guy
Lennon.
town.
They talk like this. They talk like this.
What is the most?
Okay,
can I ask you guys something? What is the most hick song that you can think of? Like the most Confederate.
Cotton Eye Joe.
I've been selling my soul.
No, not that. It's too new. It's too new to play.
That is a song that they played after lynchings, bro. I'm sure of it.
What about the
That
Big
is
Rock
crazy.
Candy Mountains? Like, have you ever heard that song? The Big Rock Candy Mountains. It's probably whenever I hear it, the guy sounds like I'm like, oh, this guy is he sweats racism. Because he just sounds old, and it sounds like maybe he was like, born in the 1900 or something, but the song's like, in the Big Rock Candy Mountains, dun, 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 dun. And like the tune to it, like the cops have wooden legs and the something hard-boiled eggs. It's just like a whole fantasy of like everything's great. Yeah. But it's
very much like a big iron on his hip type.
Yeah,
type
song,
before we had them here, everything was perfect. Before we let them do
exactly. Oh brother, where art thou? It's on that soundtrack. It's on that soundtrack to that movie.
The song that comes to my mind every time I think of like a hick song, for whatever reason, because it doesn't really sound that hicky. It doesn't sound like Big Iron or any of that stuff. But it's fucking. I think it's Bon Jovi. That Dead or Alive.
Oh, that yeah. Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Yeah. Because I'm a cowboy. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, literally. Like, I'm a cowboy. I'm fucking my cousin. Because I'm wanted.
You gotta calm down.
I'm just kidding. I'm just playing around.
That ain't legal no more, boy. You can't do that. And then we just get me. And then
we just kidding. We don't. We just kidding. We love the goddamn Southerners. Yeah, hear me?
What about Home on the Range? I think that's the most hickish song ever.
Home on the Range.
Home on the Range.
Yeah.
Where the deer and the antelope play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I almost got there. Oh yeah. Almost.
Let's move on.
How dare you try to not say it after that? Like,
let's move on.
Like, that is the word. You just.
No, I said there was a lot of extra E's and R's.
That's like
in there
slapping
that made
someone
it
in the face and then trying to turn into a pat at the very last moment.
How do you How would I can't fucking
Dude,
whatever.
Black Irish guy wrote that song. It's fucking
disgusting.
hilarious.
Cool. I mean, cool.
What is it? 3XO changing his name twice as often to compensate for the new episode scheduling. Wrote in. He says, if you could play sound effects in other people's heads, what would be on your soundboard? Obligatory Vine Boom and Scotland Forever ear rape. I don't know what Scotland Forever is, but I do know the Vine Boom. If I could assault people's brains directly with like high fidelity like soundboard shit, if I could spam soundboards into people's brains, I would probably be put in prison, I think. Like, I don't think I would use that power responsibly at all. I would have police sirens
while they're sleeping.
I would have police sirens while they're like just at any point. I would have cars honking in general, so I could like beam it into people's like cars when they're like in the middle of traffic. And then they get angry at each other. Oh my god!
I would do the from Annihilation. I would put that song on people while they're by themselves. Whenever they're alone, whenever they're by themselves and they're trying to be at peace, or when they're a little nervous and anxious to begin with, I'd play that song to fuck their night up. Like they would go to bed, they'd be going to bed and they have like a stressful night and they'd be like, for some reason their mind's playing tricks on them a little bit, and now it's your blare in their head and they'd be like, someone's here, someone has to be here. Just making people fucking lose their minds.
I can't remember if it's from Mortal Kombat 2. Maybe it's from 2 and 3. I'm sure it's 3. But I would use, you hear Liu Kang getting killed. When he gets killed, it is the most jarring fucking noise.
Deadly Alliance?
No. This is fucking like Mortal Kombat 3 or 2.
Okay.
I'm sure it's 3. I don't know if it's 2 as well. But the noise he makes... Because it's so, because this is probably like Ed Boon making the noise, so it's extra racist. I just love how, like, because the way that you know how Liu Kang sounds, yeah. So when he dies, like it is the most like, whoa, like it is so fucking like it is crazy.
I'm gonna look up Liu Kang death sound.
If you look at Kung Lao. When he throws his hat, like he cuts you into 3 pieces, so you scream 3 times in a row, which is obviously you shouldn't, but he cuts you into 3 pieces, and when he does it to Liu Kang, it is the most jarring but funniest thing ever, and I want that to loop in people's heads because it is it's you have to hear it. I can't describe it that well.
There's nothing better than hearing people. There's nothing better than having the ability to scare people whenever you want. Like, that is such an unholy amount of power. To be able to frighten people, like, that's all I want. I want to just be able to frighten, like, fucking, like, I don't know, like, frighten Joe Biden whenever I could. That should be hilarious to me because I would keep doing it. I would never stop. People would be like, yo, that's enough, man. He's had enough. I'm like, nah, he hasn't had enough yet. I want to scare him till he pisses his pants in public. I want him to be afraid to go to sleep.
Oh man!
I found the clip of it isolated. The screen. That's so funny.
All right, let me get to let's do 2 more quick ones and then we'll wrap.
We're already at 2 hours.
Yeah, we
but
fucking.
I just want to get, because we only had 4 questions. I want to get at least like 5 to 6.
I feel
gotcha.
I'm trying to hit that general quota. And these are small ones. We could be able. The small NB mentally ill astronaut wrote and he says, "Hello again, my 2 favorite invertebrates and Derek. Have you ever found a game because of the soundtrack? For me, it was Bastion and Quantum Break. Quantum Break has a great fucking soundtrack.
Good soundtrack. For me, never. I would say never. Usually, like, the soundtracks are like.
Yeah,
not never.
I've only like experienced the soundtrack by playing the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
This has only happened to me once. I only have one example of this, but it's I think it's called Crypt of the Necrodancer. Is it what it's called? Yeah, Crypt of the Necrodancer. It came out in like 2015. It was like some indie game by Brace Yourself Games. I don't know what they've done since. But it's like a roguelike rhythm dungeon crawler game. And I haven't played it at all yet. I haven't installed on my PC, but I just never got around to playing it. But I've listened to the soundtrack because like it came on, I don't know, like my Spotify like radio thing or whatever. I should just play it. But there's so many games that I haven't played yet that my backlog is fucked.
I know. Yeah.
And let's see. One more, come on. That's a good one for the next episode. Okay, this is a good, perfect one to end on. Ultrasound 700 wrote in. He says, "There is now a 5% chance every time you look at a white woman in person, you will verbally say, 'white woman spotted,' while unable to look away from her until you finish saying it. How do you learn to live with this curse?"
Oh, damn, wow.
I could
accept
accept
it. Would I say it to Lily? I'd be fine. I never had to say it to Lily.
She's not white.
Technically.
No, she's not white.
She isn't, but you know, that's what they put.
No, sweetie.
They do, man. They do. I wish, man. I wish it wasn't true, but that's what they do. They do that.
She puts white down.
Yeah, her ethnicity is white. Her race is white, man.
I feel like she should pick anything else.
She should pick Polynesian. I think she looks like them, but
she might as well do Polynesian. Yeah.
But
just lie. Anyway,
just lie.
Just lie.
Make a mockery of the fucking census. Who are they to think that they even deserve to know what you are?
You don't deserve to know. You don't help me. You don't help me. I'd be fine with that. I'd be like, whatever, dude.
I could live with it. I think I'd be fine. I don't even think it would get me really into much trouble. Because I think I could learn how to play that off as a joke well enough that I think most.
I want to be able to say it boomingly though.
White woman spotted. Like the fucking Unreal Tournament announcer or whatever the fuck.
Dude, did you just fucking I think I heard it through your headphones. You just played the sound effect, didn't you?
That is offensive as fuck.
Crazy sound. You gotta put that sound. You gotta put that sound in.
Oh, 100%.
That is a why. When you say the N-word, put that sound in.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's
a
perfect.
great idea. Yeah.
Dude, it's so, and I'm
that is
pretty
wildly
sure,
offensive.
I'm pretty sure I have a feeling that it's Ed Boon that did that too, because he did most of the voice acting back in the day.
Oh yeah, easily. All right.
That's some
Let's go
shit,
cancel
bro.
I put the timestamp in the chat.
All
So
right.
let's get the fuck out of here. Let's read our names and get on with it. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Snark Tank. Whatever. count us down.
3, 2, 1.
Yanti, if everyone loved a dick in their bum, if everyone shared and swallowed their cum, then we'd see how gay we all could become. Nice.
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 What a
Everyone's
vapid
gay.
idiot.
If everyone loved a dick in their bum, if everyone cared and swallowed their cum, then that's so dumb. God damn it. NDC 13, Cypher Graph.
Hey man, I love guys. Oh, let's go. Sorry.
Gay man. Oh God. Cock cheese crumbs. I'm gonna say something, and it's really important that the context is taken into account here. I'm not a Keith David guy at all.
Huh?
How dare you make me say that?
What the
You're
hell?
such a shitty. You're
Thank you for your patronage, but fuck you.
Thank you. But we are all together gonna show up at your house.
We're gonna
And
eat your
yell
dog in unison.
outside it. We're gonna scream. We've planted C4 all around the perimeter. There's nowhere to run. And then we're gonna hold it over you until you starve to death. You're gonna be too scared to run out and call our bluff, so you're just gonna sit in there and starve.
Could you imagine someone imagine how upsetting me? Like, I'm so hungry, I gotta get out of here. And there's C4 everywhere. You're like, I gotta go. I gotta do it. I gotta dodge the C4.
Do you think anyone's ever? Do you think anyone's ever like engaged in a hostage situation and like taken hostages and then ordered Postmates to the house? Like,
I mean, maybe actually, it sounds like something that would happen nowadays.
I feel like it's it's not impossible that's happened.
It's still new though. that's like a newer thing.
It's not new. Postmates has been around since like 2015.
Oh, that's new.
That's
I feel
8 years.
I feel like hostage situations are kind of more of an old guard thing, you know.
I guess, yeah. You don't really see a lot of we gotta bring hostages back.
Yeah,
Real talk.
Start kidnapping again.
I'm feeling really nostalgic for hostages.
Hostages, kidnappings, blowing up buildings, terrorism in general.
Yeah, terrorism was pretty fucking lit back in our time.
Remember those buildings that flipped that tipped over?
Remember how the skyline changed? They should put GoPro on EDP to show what happens to him. That's right.
Again.
Oh, that's our next episode. That's our next episode.
We're talking about
this week.
fat losers, Ethan Ralph and fucking EDP.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
I can't get over. We'll talk about it on the show. Oh fuck! Old
so
Debbie
happy.
Cum Fingers, the old Snark Tank patron, to have both justifiably and verbally shot and killed not just one but two people. By the way, that guy wrote in with his story.
Oh,
We'll
finally.
That's dope.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it in another episode. Sometimes I feel gay. That's not what that says at all. I just said that. I don't know why I said that. Sometimes I feel like my dick can't get harder. Sometimes I feel one in my rear end. It's the penis I live with, the penis of Aang. I don't know what that is.
I actually don't. Say it one more time. Hold on.
Oh! Sometimes I feel like my dick can't get harder.
There we go. Under the
Sometimes
bridge.
I feel one in my rear end. It's the penis I live with. That's so stupid. The Red Hot Chili Peppers now.
Yeah.
We're getting into some
I
weird.
feel like my dick can't get harder. Could you imagine that?
Like it's so hard.
It feels
can
like
I say, look,
diamond.
Can I say something?
Yo, this is the hardest dick ever.
Maybe I'm crazy for this, but I can vividly remember a point in time where I was like, this is the hardest I have ever been, and this is the hardest I will likely ever be. I remember it. I remember it like distinctly. I was like, how is this? Because it was jarring to me. I was like, bro, this is like, I was like, there's no surpassing this. This is crazy, dude.
No,
Yeah.
for me
Anyway.
it was what you call it, like a teen boner. A teen boner. The hardness of a teen's boner is crazy.
You're weird for talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh God, wait.
Somebody clip that out of. Somebody clip that out of context.
Wait. The hardness of my teen boners.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
We'll get him next time.
I get evac. I get respawn. The Fortnite thing comes down and phases over me.
Snake!
And I disappear.
Snake.
Oh
Man,
fucking
let's
stupid.
just. I'm done talking today. Y'all go on.
Did the last
Y'all do
episode
it.
get that? Did the last episode get that scream? By the, I haven't seen it.
No, dude,
Yeah,
it didn't pick it up.
That's so. That's
It didn't pick it up. Like the footage didn't show up outside. I was so pissed. I was like, no.
that was so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's just one for us. Anyway, where's the Patreon again? Old Debbie Cumfingers, the old Snark Tank patron, just blah, 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 blah. Spraying the homeless in front of my house with wasp spray. Parentheses, I live in San Francisco. Sweeney lick my weenie. Cam, cold jeans, McAss slap. The kill is just Jared Leto singing about his inner conflict to be a furry.
Come dick me
Caucasian
down.
container, the Cracker Barrel for gays. It's so dumb. The UNSC pillar of autism, nice. Tinfoil tyrant.
Pillar of autism. It's the
Because I'm a. It's a fleet. It is a spacefaring ship meant to transport autistic people only.
But it's
That's what it
so
is.
well run because the person that's running it is like one of the peak autisms, the ones that are really good at focusing on things.
Yeah.
It's
So he gets shit done.
It's super well run, but everyone has been caught sniffing seats. Because I'm a hex girl and I'm going to put my cum on you. Putting blackface on my light bulbs. Ice-T raped my dragon. Max silhouette. Sweeney, swallow up my peenie. Bend my dick, come in or snatch. Sings. And the signs to cocks. And the signs to some cock were written on the... And the signs of some cock were written on the bathroom stalls, dick and balls. Fucking stupid. She pipping on my
cool.
pippa. That's fucking disturbed sound of silence. She pipping
dick
on my
and ball, I get
pippa.
it.
Possum. Yes, that's my real name. Keith David, but in Spanish. Domination, Average Clit Energy. Mitch McConnell's Civil Rights Stare 2 Electric Boogaloo. Star Coffee. A mob of cock goblin mobsters Robin Williams' grave. Gollum and Smeagol arguing over whether to say the N-word. Transfem Gremlin exposing people with lactose intolerance to 90 million rotogens of ionizing radiation. Yush, not Vinpen. The Angelic Dungeon Master presents Game of Thrones Special Victims Unit. Craig the Canadian. Richard Fisting and the Magic Ticklefinger. It's your boy Shawnee D. Southern Sweet Tea. Matt Walsh is a hero of our time. Sweet Baby Gang for life. Ben and Jerry's Funky Monkey. Indie Butters Knife on YouTube. Keemph Starvid, 3XO changing his name twice as often to compensate for the new episode scheduling. Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking, emoticons going like this. Morning Owlet, Keith David. Hey, remember we asked for the Keith Davids. We got a few.
You did.
My name is Pingus Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive dinner, and for over 15 years I've been YouTube poop man. So
Let's
dumb.
go.
Nancy Pelosi
Dinner.
killing a Palestinian with her massive tits. Obi-Wan Chabloni currently playing at the armored core of Sween's prostate. We love to come too long. That's Derek and
our song.
Yeah. We love to come too long. We should have done a gay version. We should have done a gay mix of it. That would have been a good idea.
That would have
I've
been
been selling my hole.
That'd been fun.
Working each gay.
That's honestly not a bad idea. Gay, guy, Avi, something funny and topical. I can't pronounce that. Just straight up. Straight up, I can't pronounce this. I want you guys to help me pronounce this. So I'm going to put in the chat. How would you say that? How would you say that?
Hello, Akbar.
That's so disrespectful.
All right. Wage Slave 583. I feel gay. Fuck you. The Papini Brothers Emporium tries to get Vegeta to say "I swallow come" on stream. Donkerson, Quiet, Quentin, and Queefin Queer. Keith David, William Harrington, filled with mirth at the worth of my girth. Let tremble the earth at my throbbing rebirth.
Damn bars.
That's hard,
some bars,
bro.
Man. If set to a proper beat, that could be fire. You know?
That was
Tell
hard, bro.
Dave. That was pretty hard. You didn't have to go that hard. Still wasn't as hard as I was that one day that sticks out of my life. Not a furry. I just want to fuck a wombat.
So you know what that means? You know what that means, right?
What?
It means I wish Kingston was as black as a black hole. That's what that shit means. That's so stupid. That fucking thing, those hieroglyphics you put in a fucking chat, it means I wish Kingston was as black as a black hole. That's what that means.
Is that translates to something?
Swear to God, I translated it. It's from, I don't know what dialect.
I love that you did that because I didn't even think to do that.
Yeah, I didn't even think to do that. I thought it was just fucking wingdings.
Your brain power is slow, dude. It was just like, let me just go to translate and translate. It's like detect dialect, and I put it in. It was...
Anyway,
I thought it was a Muslim calling prayer. Whatever.
Not a furry. I just want to fuck a wombat. A mean lesbian. John Strickland. Armored hole. Sex. Fires of rubbing cocks. Mercs 1889. Keith David. The First Church of Keith David, featuring an unholy choir consisting of 3 Joe Pesci's and 3 Daniel Stearns.
Damn.
I love that premise constantly. It just I smile every time I'm reminded of it. Uncle Ben's New York library-sized collection of CP Aunt May hid from Peter. Jesus fucking Christ.
Run it.
That would be so sad if, like, because there's theoretically a universe where Uncle Ben was a pedophile and Peter just either doesn't know or has to
come sit on my lap, Peter.
Oh God. Come sit on my lap, Peter.
What's that stick, Uncle Ben? Don't worry about it.
We could play WrestleMania.
I could be Bonesaw if you know what I mean.
All right, let's go. Free Roz, Blake 896, Gay Jonah Gamison, chief editor of the Gay League Bugle. Cop shoots Pomeranian out of fear that its dick is bigger than his. Alaskan oilfield trash, Texas tater salad, Sue Hulk, tickle my ass hairs, Nikki Ziggy, Baird from Gears unleashing a swarm of tickers on the IRS after they get him to pay taxes. Lobotomize Jesus. Every time I come, it sounds like Squidward walking. Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek. Just remember, this is the timeline where you're not Spider-Man, Aetherian, Progerian Hunter, Melphis 1, Hexblade, Warlock Supremacist, and riding on our list as always, the King of Haphazard. We are at 210, so bye.
Man, that's crazy.
Bye.